Welcome out, gamers and gamettes, to this RGLgg Invite Highlander match. We are in playoffs, and it is the upper bracket finals, taking place between the first seed Fast Fourth and the second seed League of Lemons. I am also joined by Godfather to my side, Dolphin behind the camera, as always. Godfather, how you doing tonight?
I'm doing alright. Got asked to cast 2 minutes ago. I'm ready to hop in, bring you guys upper bracket semifinals. This is going to be a good one, I think. I'm excited to watch.
Yeah, this should be very good, as we're theorizing that good old Admiral Zagron is currently snoozing right now. Um, bit of an off sleep schedule for him, and sometimes it doesn't always come up. So spam that bag to wake up Zag. But we do have Godfather here taking over, and as said before, this should be a very good match. League of Lemons, you may Godfather be familiar with them. They're kind of the Apollo Dash, Wish Mode, vaguely descendants of K&D team, mainly because they have Demento on their team. And they're coming in as the second seed this time, which is, for anyone who's been watching Highlander for a long time, seeing Demento not be the first seed in playoffs is probably a new experience for them.
Absolutely. What a perennial top seed player. But on Soldier this season, correct?
Correct.
We got the bracket up on screen
just
here.
as good at picking meds.
Oh, I believe it. Yeah, what a player. One of the best in NA Highlander for sure. We got the bracket up on screen. As you can see, Fast Fourth beat Squirt Yay, League of Lemons beat Froggyland, and that is how they got here. The winner will go on to the finals. So this is a really important match for both these teams, and again, will be a great one. Do you want to run through some rosters here?
Sure thing. On the side of Fast Fourth, it will be Blank on Scout, Ether on Soldier, Melon Pyro, Exile on Demo Man, Poseidon on Heavy, Rebel Engineer, Toy on Medic, Mujet on Sniper, and Fish on Spy. Recently unbanned, might I add. The homie's been freed.
Welcome back to Fish then. On the side of League of Lemons, we got Wish on Scout, Demento is the Soldier, Pyro is Hunter, Joey Lemons on Demoman, Carson on Heavy, Hyphen Engineer, Blake Medic, Nixie Sniper, and AGB Spy. A lot of familiar names on that roster, on both rosters, really. These are always top-level players.
Yep, and if we want to take a look at the map pick bans real quickly, started out very, very standard, I think, from League of Lemons, banning Vigil, which is the map that they lost to Fast Fourth on. Also the first map they banned in their first round of playoffs against Froggyland. Not surprising, think at this point we can solidly conclude that League of Lemons, not a fan of Vigil. Probably going to ban it for the rest of playoffs as often as they can. Fast Fourth, then banning Product. Also makes sense. Against the Demento team, a team, with as good DM as League of Lemons. Product always a safe ban. Additionally, the only map they lost rounds on this season. Barely pulled out a 4-3 over Froggyland back in week 2. Lemons then picking Proot. Again, Koth team. Pick a Koth map. I'm a little surprised they went for Proot, the newer pick, over Ashville. Proot not yet fully stabilized in terms of meta and how that lands. Sniper maybe not as much as a gonna drop 55 frags and 700 DPM as Product is, but provides Sniper a lot more safety as well, so it can be a little bit harder to get on those pick classes. But then Fast Forth picking Ashville, which you see one team bans Payload, the other team's ban Koth, then the team picks Koth, and you expect the other team to pick Payload, but no, I guess they're feeling Ashville.
Yeah, interesting strategy always in the pick ban area. I'm not super familiar with Invite Highlander this season. What's the deal with the always going to be banning Vigil? Have League of Lemons just been suffering on that map?
Yeah, they lost 2-0 to Fast Fourth on it in the regular season, which was an upset from most parties involved, from most parties looking into that match. So that kind of took us by surprise, set Fast Fourth up to be the first seed. And then we saw Lemons ban excuse me, ban Vigil. Yep. Yeah, and Dolphin, as Zukima just messaged me, Dolphin just found out as well. Looks like map pick bans are in the wrong order right here, so it was Dolphin, can you clarify how it's supposed to go? Is it all opposite, or is it just the Koth picks? I think is what I heard. Yeah, so it's just the Koth picks. So everything else the same, but Fast Fourth was the ones that picked Proot, Lemons picked Ashville. Just makes a little bit more sense to me. I think Asheville's a little bit more of a DM heavy map. They can really take advantage of Wish and Demento having all of that flank room. And Fast Fourth, and still on Proot, I think an interesting pick. Maybe going with the newer map, thinking that the the large amounts of experience on the side of League of Lemons may, not be able to be fully utilized. So,
sounds like we are getting into it soon. I have to ask your prediction.
ooh, this is going to be tough. I think it's so hard for me to predict against League of Lemons on a Koth map. Granted, their Proot we saw in the regular season was not anything special. I believe they beat Froggyland on it, I want to say 4-2, perhaps, but it was not a dominating performance. I think I'm going to barely lean Fast Fourth here. It's their map. I trust them on their pick. They've been solid all season. I think I'm going to go 4-3 Fast Fourth. And for reference, we're setting new records here at RGL, having paused before the STV even caught up to the game. So they are live in server, but then paused before the STV could catch up. So we're seeing a pause in pregame.
Yeah, I was very scared when I saw everyone stop moving, thinking, of course, it must be a crash. But nope, they are just immediately paused. Looks like chat is leaning towards Fast Fourth, like a 3.4 to 2.6 situation. I don't know. I have a bit of faith in Joey Lemons, a player that at one point we were in the same div, and now he's all the way up in Invite, has been for a couple seasons. I have faith in the man himself, and Demento teams I don't think should be counted against.
It does appear that we've got a special guest joining us. Good morning, Zagron.
Hey, it's actually not morning. I have a really good excuse for why I wasn't here for the first 15 minutes. That excuse is that Ramadan started this week, so I'm eating dinner an hour later, so I lost track of time. I thought the cast was in 45 minutes from now.
I thought you were all snoozy no June, as you could say.
Nope, this one I have an excuse for, but, I'm here. Hey Godfather, how you doing? How you always doing?
I'm great. I imagine you're here to relieve me from my emergency duties.
Yeah, no problem. Thanks for stepping in for the bit of a pregame talk. Dolphin, when you have a chance, shoot me the info. We can get rolling as soon as possible.
Yeah, Zag, we hit a pregame pause, actually. So they readied in server, then paused before the STV could catch up. Which is, always breaching new ground here at RGL. I think that's the first time we've seen that kind of pause. It looks like the teams are readying up, so I'll take us through, Zag, until you get in.
Yeah,
imagine we'll see that pause
the config real quick.
coming briefly, but it will be Joey Lemons versus Exile on this rollout. Here on Koth Proot, gonna have to see who gets an Exile going cliffside. An interesting approach, gets the pack, maybe a little bit healthier, roughly the same health. Joey just putting a sticky trap down on the shed, on point right away. AGB getting caught a little bit, but Exile walks into the trap and dies. Muja gonna get bombed out by Jacob, will trade, but goes down, so no sniper, no demo. This is a auto-mid for League of Lemons.
Yeah, bomb coming in though from Ether does a lot of damage onto the medic, but can't quite get the finish onto Blake.
No, not able to finish.
Yeah, so Fish does get a 2k there, gets some kills back for his team, and the point hasn't been capped up just yet, although with AGB getting that step onto Mujad, the pressure's going to be relieved. They're going to be able to walk onto the point and get the first cap of the map so far.
I recently told one of the demos on the team that I'm mentoring that one of the best things you can do if you don't trust your DM on demo is just don't get your stickies. Just leave them and someone's going to walk into them. Exile does exactly that, and it starts the mid off on quite a snowball, as we are seeing a retest, or a recontest coming back into the Uber forced out from both teams right here, as Toy had lived that mid, but no ground really to be found at all for League of Lemons. And in comes in Ether, huge bomb onto Blake. That's going to be a recap and a med ped.
Yeah, Ether got his man that time. The double sync rocket, Blake just could not escape from that one. Recontest coming out from the remaining players of League of Lemons trying to get some kills. They do manage to pick up a couple here, but no one too important going to be dropping. In the meantime, all the spawners are up. Capture going to be headed up by the side of Fast Fourth right now. Going to be able to get the time back in their favor with this one. And 40% advantage for Toy right now. They're looking good.
Yeah, and I mean, one thing that anyone who's played Medic on Proot can tell you, very, very good soldier map, and you don't always have a lot of visibility when it comes to those bombs. Blake, someone, who you'd expect may have a little bit more fancy feet to kind of get out of that, just didn't know the bomb was coming in, didn't get called fast enough, and the sync just comes in. Which, gonna get piped out before the edging even starts. It's a really good pick there to stop any cap time. Blank's playing really forward. He's gonna probably go down forward.
Yeah, that's a bit of an overextension, and Melon also dropped in the meantime. Uber comes out. Yeah, the only person in right now is the Stillman, but Fish is in the backlines. They do try to find the kill. Fish is on to Blake, can't quite hit the revolver shots. Blake down to about 60 HP, will be kept alive thanks to Hunter killing that spy. In the meantime, Toy sniped down by Nixie in that post, means that now Blake has a full Uber ad. Ether's bomb not going to work out this time, so full advantage going in favor of League of Lemons right now. They are going to drop a couple of players.
Blank, though, just got quite a few right as the cap comes in, extending all of those spawns. Rebel will be a late death, but temporary numbers right now, especially once Mujet comes back up. Blake, though, on this Uber, may end up looking to try to dry push this, try to get that out, you know, impromptu sack, as lots of cap time coming in. Blank and Exile forward.
Yeah, they're going to get this cap back in their favor and the time as well. But actually, Uber comes in from the side of Lemons, trying to get deep in on these remaining players. No one's going to go down directly in the Uber, though, just Melon. But Toy in the backline, shot
criminal.
Down by AGP's
That is criminal.
At 3 HP. That's a crucial pick right there.
Cannot allow that to happen. There were about 3 other people in that main area, and AGB just in the Matrix, dodging every single bullet, finds Toy. So no medic. They will get the point, though, and don't extend Toy's spawn waited just in time, but likely going to lose this right back.
Jacob over the top hits Toy down to half HP. Will end up going down, but pushes the combo, or what's left of them, back out of this main area. It's just Mujet forward. AGB going to pick off Poseidon on that flank area. We haven't seen either team play too heavily into the flanks so far. They've sent, you know, the usual suspects, the Soldier, maybe the Heavy a couple times, but no one really overloading it so far.
Yeah, not too much. Used to seeing a lot of heavies playing flank side as well, but Ether, it's like they're going to walk up there. Wrangled Mini from Hyphen is going to be a pretty good deterrent, but Exile really forward on point with Blank, getting a lot of ground. Fish will get caught out, but Carson in that wedge area going to provide a lot of cover as the Uber comes back out. Toy looking to escape via main, and good air blasts will stall out Wish. Melon there on the Pyroclast, saving her medic. So Uber add back in favor of Toy, and AGB caught out. Jacob, though, on bats behind. I don't think he's trying to find something.
Yeah, he's going to get ran down here by Blank on Scout here. In the meantime, Rebel and Exile have dropped, so 2-man advantage. Jacob will go down, evening it up right now with 7v7 as spawns in favor of Fast Forward. Going to let them walk back onto the point. They have Mujet on this awning, looking down, being a threat on the sniper class. We'll see if he can find any picks. Cap getting blocked right now. Scout happening with Exile walking forward. Joey Lemons gets some damage. Both teams still a lot of players alive, but Fish not able to get the revolver kill that he wanted on flank. Cap does go over in favor of Fast Forward, but now Lemons recontesting.
Yep, and that's one thing you see about Proot, lots of early and easy edging. As we're just going to get bombed and popped up, will not go down, though, as Jacob keeps his life alive. Uber used out from Fast Forward right there, but they're really only going to find Hyphen and Jacob on the side with it. But now Uber up for Blake, walking forward as Carson. Headshot goes down to the detonator. So huge heavy pick there. Heavy Uber there could have been devastating. Blake going to be forced and has to use. This is not an optimal Uber. They likely will get point presence into the recover, but Hunter just jumps in and wants it down.
Wish as well with the 3K on the scatter gun, going forward with
Oh, but Arthur in on Blake. Can he find him? The pack doesn't matter. The med trade goes through. Huge bomb by Arthur, able to continue to surf his own rocket with Blake out to the pack, takes him down anyway. But I mean, it doesn't matter what level of TF2. The Pyro holding M1, too much to handle.
That was a crazy sequence. Melon tried air blasting Hunter back, but Hunter surfed the air blast deeper into main and ended up getting that kill. Now overtime going to be in favor of League Lemons right now. They're trying to get some kills, and with Hunter and Joey going down, there should be a recap coming in for Fast Fourth. Nixie, Hyphen, all going to wipe. It's just Blake, Jacob, and Wish up right now. Blake gets bombed, and Fish going to take him down. All of a sudden now Capture and Uber at health by the side of Fast Fourth. They may be down 50 seconds, but they're not out, and they're going for a forward hold on the enemy bats.
This is something that I like about Proot. You can run forward, you can get forward. They have to be careful that this shutter by they're holding, this window, is a one-way. So Blue has vision through that, but choosing not to go through there. Everyone coming out cliffside, looking for the long sniper angle. Poseidon forward on back, but Exile already stabbed out. Toy only on 90, need to make sure they don't lose anyone else, but Poseidon likely going to be forced to have to trade with someone. If anyone, no, goes down without getting a kill. Fish will find Nixie, so no sniper may let him play, but this Uber's going to have to use it from the point.
Yeah, Melon and Blank are going to be the 2-man responsible for this Uber. Telly goes down, so no one's going to be able to be there as fast. Now Blank going forward, going to take down Hunter with one more scattergun shot. Hunter buys a lot of time for his team, and everyone else from Lemons backs off. So now Uber charge gone. Blake not going to have any time soon. They have to get onto the point as double overtime about to come in. Carson walks forward, and with Jacob's help, they take down Blank, and one capture is all they need. A lot of kills going in the favor of Lemons right now, walking forward, killing Exile on point, and that's going to be round 1 in favor of League of Lemons and a double overtime beater so far.
Yeah, and one thing I want to say that I'm noticing is that Blank is dying a lot. Blank is a scout that always plays very hard beam. Often, will have even deaths to his med, if not less sometimes. Always playing that really textbook scout. Blank it feels like it's been dying way more often than normal, playing way too aggro, getting caught out, you know, by the enemy team's leaf area on that ramp. So I'd like to see Blank maybe tone those deaths down a little bit because it's really uncharacteristic from him. But Poseidon on flank, gonna find Jacob early, see if Fast Forth can kind of roll that flanking thing, but Hyphen getting aggro onto Ether, they're gonna take him out. Carson up there too.
Yeah, Carson shredding just half of Poseidon's health as well, force him to back off. So Carson now, the sole player left in control of flank. Exile wants to dislodge him, does a lot of damage with those pipes, and Joey sniped down by Mujet. Great shot there to give his team full control of this mid-fight. Nixie and gonna drop in the backline, and Carson does get cleaned up on flank. So all of a sudden, mid-fight gonna go in favor of Fast Forth.
I want to point out right now that Fast Forth won that round. Nixie's bottom scoring this over right now. Not something you see often, so you know, remember this moment that League of Lemons is not just a team carried by Nixie, but Exile, huge trap that finds Jacob and Joey. No explosives.
Yeah, those are the
no
sackers.
sacks. Yeah, I mean, they have Uber, so I imagine that'd be an exchange, but still, no demo's going to deny that exchange. Just more free time off of a trap. You take that in Fish, finding some counter espionage onto AGB with the butter knife.
Yeah, not going to be two big kills coming in right here as we do see the League of Lemons combo walk towards the stairs. They're going to pop Uber across this point. Now Sniper on flank going to have to pop in response. A lot of damage goes down, and Blank just takes down Wish, not able to get back to his medic for that beam. So Frags in favor of Fast Forth now. They're rotating their demo onto flank here. Carson takes a lot of damage, and now the chase from Ether to take down that heavy and Nixie. Great bomb by Ether to get those cleanup kills, and they should have full control of the play still.
Disappears in main. The fight comes in from Exile. Blink unable to back out safely. And really, really good defense right there from Fast Forth. Able to take out Wish early. No scout you need to worry about. Ether pushing him flank, getting the picks, and Blake could be leaving a little bit too late on some of these fights.
Yeah, Blake just gets taken down there. Now 50% ad in favor of Fast Forth with a minute and a half off the clock. The sack gonna likely come in here as Jacob's setting up. They want to get this Uber out of Toy, or at least try to get him killed at any point. Because if
lots of flank pressure coming though. Huge flank pressure. Joey sniped out. Moonshot knows that Fish must have called it. They get that vision in, able to take the demo out, and that push is going to be stalled. But Blank stabbed, Scout stabbed, not the most common, but Uber's going to be popped out because of that. Yeah.
Yeah, Jacob did some damage before he died as well, and yeah, Uber gets used. That's exactly what League of Lemons wanted. 2 minutes in the hole right now, but they do have a play in their favor coming up here with this full Uber ad. We'll see what they can do with it. In the meantime, Ether does go down, so no bomber to have to worry about here, forcing you early. They're just going to walk onto the point. If you are Fast Forth right now, you want to see if you can get any pressure with Reaper, force this Uber out of Blake as they do come up on it. That's what they're going to do. They're going to bomb in onto Blake.
Yeah, but Exile not getting in quite deep enough. They're going to get Wish and Hunter, but no damage onto Blake at all. Jacob as well, so a number of kills, but Carson's going to clean up a couple of those remaining sackers. Yeah, they still have tons of time.
Yeah, point didn't get capped up until now, and they're going to stall for Jacob to get up, so only 30 seconds left on the clock for Fast Forth. A very fruitful first capture goes all the way to only 30 seconds left on the clock, and now Toy going to come up on Uber in just a second. Only one more fight win, realistically, is what they need to take this round and even us up.
Yep, Fish in behind, pretty deep, not immediately in range of finding anything. AGB as well on those bats, but Wish caught out as well. The scouts continuing to die. Jacob trades for Mujet. It's going to be a faster spawn on that offensive sniper. Rebel, though, going down to Nixie, and the bodies are starting to bleed right there. Uber comes out, though. This is going to be an exchange. They just want to get this Uber, but look for AGB in the back line.
Yeah, he's trying to body block the medic, but yeah, not able to get anything. Ooh, Blank cleans him up, so that's a long spawn timers. 20 seconds for AGB before he's back in, and now Mujet's respawn on the teleporter. Stairs looking for that opening headshot for his team. Ether gonna have to bomb back to quick keep select for now as both minis gonna go down. Right now, both Demoran are contesting on the point. Joey has control though. In the meantime, Hyphen and Poseidon have both gone down. Poseidon dead means that flank now in control of League of Lemons. They're gonna come up both meds on 40% Uber, so it's gonna be a little bit before any of them get.
Yep, Fish trying to cross through flank, gonna get caught out a little bit, forced to wait here as more of an aggro hold coming in from the league right here. Exile sniped down, huge pick by Nixie. AGB will go down in return, but much bigger trade, and Ether, yeah, gotta take out Carson, so offensive soldier for defensive heavy, you'll take that trade any day.
Hunter sniped down means that there's no pirates to deny any aggressive plays. Everyone is up for the side of Fast Forth. They're getting aggressive onto this pirate jumping forward, Melon getting floated and taken down. There's Ether in the backline looking for the med pick. He does get the force, so that's what they want, and now Toy with free Uber ad. They can back up, they only need one capture. Yeah, they got the cap. So now time bleeding out for the side of Lemons. They need to recap this because they're getting closer and closer to that overtime mark, but Toy with full Uber, they're going to use to defend.
Exile gonna jump in, gets skied immediately, but the sticky's still coming in. Carson will go down. Eventually got the cap, actually. So stops the clock. Mujek gonna get stabbed though, and all that's gonna do is extend his own spawn timer. Lots of frags on the point. Toy a little bit too far forward, and the recollapse gonna go down. Ether in, the reflex comes out, and I mean...
They got the cap though. Both teams just sneaking this capture under their noses over and over, and now with time only 10 seconds on the clock for fast fourth. They're only 4 players up, but they're just going to stall this out as long as they can. They likely are going to get this overtime tick here. Not going to be a fast enough cap unless it is 1 second. 1 second left means that they need a bit extra, more than just the overtime on their cap. A minute left on the clock, and Blake with full Uber at this round is anyone's.
Worth noting though that it's taken fast forward 30 seconds to get the, or fast forward's taken 30 seconds off the clock, whereas Lemons have taken over 2 minutes at this point. So all this trading very much moving in their favor. Blank getting so much edging though. Uber's gonna be popped out. Thought there was a lot more. I think they thought there was a lot more pressure when it was really just Blank corner capping the entire time. Melon's gonna go down to stall the Uber, but that's fine.
Toy swap to crit screen right now. They're 70%. This is actually a really good knockout punch if they can get, but with so many players dead, they're going to have to back up the charges up. 4 down right now on the side of fast fourth. 30 seconds left on the clock. Has AGB seen this crit streak? It'd be a crucial call. He's right next to it. They are not going to see it for now.
There's a dot right by Exile. They're going to use
nothing. Second sticky gets
gonna find Nixie. No sniper. Ether going to get reflected on point. The sticky traps are dead. Only 1 kill on the crits. And the heavy standing strong right there. Carson really getting tanked up by that Alco corner.
In the back line, coming in. He doesn't find the sniper yet, but now Point getting capped up fast forward. Our need to get this capture. It's now overtime for Lemons. Lemons are trying to sack onto it. So much damage from both sides. Kills going over, but there's the kill for fast forward. Last second contest. The 1 second matters, but with all the players getting cleaned up, Ather and Mujek get in on it. That's going to be the round in favor of fast forward. Back-to-back double overtimes at a 1-1 score.
What a treat, but that round was dangerously close to fast forward.
It really was.
Hard throwing away. They need to just play a little bit tighter, stop dropping so many players, and you need to know when they're out and when they're in, because that one Uber they took back in, yes, they had the ad, but they were already down 4 or 5 players, so they get the point, they get presence for like 3 seconds, and then they end up getting 95. And they lose Toy off of it, which almost cost them the round. But big flank fight early. Joey's going to get on point there, but Blank and Mujik are the trades. Big classes down for both sides. Carson really aggro, going to go down before he can find anything, and Toy's going to have to build that back up. AGB gets his bicycle mode, no more picks there either. But Nixie onto Melon. AGB going to go down, and the trades keep happening. But Ether in on the back line finds Blake. That will be the nail in the coffin on this mid. Finally, the one pick to rule them all.
And Joey in the counter down. Oh, there goes Toy! Joey with a massive pipe to clean up Fish and Toy, getting that medic equalizer for his team. Blake now up, and they're going to cap, which means that Toy, a 10-second spawn timer. Blake is going to have like a 30-35% ad as long as he keeps charging. And now Point likely going to get capped back in favor of League of Lemons once they get their players. But fast forward, they're going to contest with everything they have because they're at full dis ad.
It really only has 20% ad or so for Toy. Toy's probably a bunch of people. Why are they not? Oh, good catch. Dolphin saying they're still on crits, Toy is. So, a little bit late on the healing, 6 seconds after spawning on a touch.
But get an arrow just in time. And after reflected, Hunter's reflect killed him at least 3 times, but he has been a major thorn in their side.
Huge pick to get them and Hyphen through. That's 2 bodies down. Make it a triple. Mujet onto Jacob. Finds a quick hat trick to open up this point. It will go back in favor, but they just extended their own spawns.
Yeah, Nixie now standing on the point, sees Mujek, gonna look to shut him down as both meds up on 75%. Toy built very well to keep up with Blake, even though he had that late spawn, so now capture coming back in favor of fast forward. They're trying to get it across the line, but just gonna wait for this Uber charge. They have Exile, they have Blank, they're gonna look to go on this left side. It's crits, remember it, but Uber versus crits. Uber gonna win that one out almost every time. Exile finds barely any damage, taking a 1 HP, but a great surf, actually gonna keep him alive.
Yeah, I mean, you said great job building that. It's easy when you've got plus 25% Uber rate right there, and you've got a 20% dis ad. I mean, the crits versus Uber could have gone a lot worse, but it could have gone a lot better too. No kills found by Exile, couple kills found by the League of Lemons, so they will jump into the point lead here. Mini by Rebel, keeping a decent amount of space, some cap time as well, but not too much doing at the moment, although you're always only a few seconds from a repush on Proot.
Yeah, and the capture now going to go in favor of fast forward. Jake's going to bomb over the top. Doesn't quite find anything on the other side. Ether going to take down Hyphen. Melon gunned down by Carson on the flank. And Ether rebombs. Doesn't find what he wants on that one. They're walking forward. A lot of kills going down. Carson and Nixie going to get cleaned up in the back lines. And Exile jumps on top. The crits came in. It doesn't find any kills, but Blank actually gets a flash and kills Wish with it. Cleans up Joey as well. So Blank, great job in this exchange. But Blake out with 70% Uber. They have time lead. But now League of Lemons have a chance to leapfrog it.
Yeah, I don't think this crits is doing a whole lot, I'm going to be honest. They're winning, technically, but not because of the crits, that's for certain.
Yeah, I mean, you can argue that they're getting it faster and it's giving them pressure, but we'll have to see how it goes when Blake has the Uber ad. Ether reflect killed for a 4th time by Hunter. He's got his number, even though Ether's doing a lot. XL now right side point, trying to find some damage. Mujet, though, finds Wish in the meantime. Now this Uber has to be solo onto Joey. Joey looking for some kills. AGB will contribute with a stab onto XL, but the Uber doesn't get anything other than that. Jacob over the top, trying to find some damage, but skyboxed and taken down.
Rebel just hit some 2 crazy starts to get out of the Uber without dying. Just want to give credit where credit is due on that. That was really nice to not go down there. And again, taking out Wish, though, right as that Uber starts, means that there's no chase in that Uber. It's just Joey getting stickies down, and really is barely able to kill anyone with that. Repush, they're going to come right back in. Mujet aggro on leaves right here.
Too aggressive, guys.
But Crits comes out. There's Joey. See if we can get 2. Gets Jacob, too. Anyone else? Carson going to get stabbed before he goes down to the crits. But we'll call that 3 on the crits. So, only working out a little bit, but Blake living, so it will continue to be this crits into Uber.
Yep, AGB going for
Forward
a
hold.
but seen out, knife melted, so he can get out alive. In the meantime, a lot of main aggression coming out here from Lemons. Jacob gonna jump over the top, does keep his life for now. In the meantime, Blank loses the scout. He scout on cliffside to Wish, so opening now for Lemons. Fish in the backline gonna call this rotation. In the meantime, 100% Uber for Blake, only 70% crits for Toy, so they're gonna have to back up and wait for this crits. But crits versus Uber, again, that goes in favor of Lemons, so we'll have to see what Fast Fourth want to do with this, because they're gonna be popping a crits into invulnerable players if things go like this.
Yeah, I think you really just gotta kind of hope you hit that blind debt, but the point's big enough here, there's enough distance, that it's very easy to see it. Yep, they will catch Hunter, but XL already gonna be forced back. The laser beams might actually pick up Carson, I think. Hard to tell if it's a crits kill with that Australian, but Ether coming in post, gonna try to get some damage, not gonna find any kills, but Wish, yep, Wish baited into the sightline. Mujet finds Wish again. Looks like he's gotten quite a few scout kills recently. And now, Toy, they win the crits for Uber fight on the crits ad, with the time lead, so that puts League of Lemons in a very uncomfortable situation.
Yeah, they're going to have to get aggressive. They're not going to have Uber before this crits happens, and if one fight win goes in favor of Fast Fourth here, that's going to be overtime for them. You know, we saw last round they had 1 minute to 30 seconds, and it didn't go too well, but Mujet standing tall, sniping out Joey means that this forward pressure is going to be a lot weaker, not have as much power behind it. Jacob going to try, but reflected by Melon. Great job to float him. AGB not going to find anything on his D-cloak. They do shut down Mujet and leaves Jacob with a crucial kill onto the enemy sniper, and crits laser beams going to come out, see what they can do. A sniper from a sticky onto Wish, going to get some kills, and now only 4 players alive. Blake doesn't even have Uber. Gonna get bombed by Ether. 4 kills kept coming through. There's a mini sentry. Carson's a lot of work though, cleaning up Melon and Toy from the flank, but the wrangled mini gonna do so much from Rebel, controlling space. Capture coming back in favor of League of Lemons for now, but there's a soldier. Ether, big 2K onto Hyphen and Jacob. Gonna herd AGB back into flank. It's just Wish up. Can he do anything? Does distract for long enough for Hunter to
Nixie and
get
Joey
there.
are back up though. Nixie gonna have to come back in, and Hunter as well, getting some good pressure on. There's enough time that Fast Fourth can just give this up. Let them take this, not continue to, you know, chain bleed into this, and maybe lose their medic, but no, they'll just sit here. Is Toy back on Uber? Nope, still on crits.
Yep, and Mujet posts up. Jacob goes straight for him. One reflected rocket gonna keep the sniper alive. Nolan's been doing a great job this round denying, but Joey walks forward. Tons of damage onto Exile, and Wish gonna clean up Blank. Mujet gets a sniper, but gets stabbed in return, so both teams playing without the sniper man for now. Ether bombing into the backline, looks to clean up Carson. 1 HP on this heavy. It's so big that he stays alive and doesn't get a 20-second spawn timer. 64% crits for Toy, but Blake is actually building really well. Gonna maybe have in time for the overtime. In the meantime, Jacob goes over the top, looking for Mujet once again, but reflected. Melon is just on top of this soldier.
Yep, but Hunter down, so already the numbers are out. Carson as well, they use this Uber out. Yeah, Toy gets the crits back, but the frag's already in their favor. This is an 8v4 with overtime right here. They're going to take the cap, and that's going to be at a 2-1 for Fast Fourth.
Yeah, the perma crits coming out in that round, and even though they never got a medic kill with the crits, right? They got enough kills, they were able to cycle the fights in a way that was positive toward their time lead. That round goes so much different if they don't get so much time off mid and get the early fight wins, because if you're stuck on the crit cycle and you're playing from behind, you need to make a play work. You need to get ahead in one of the Ubers, otherwise you're going to bleed out time. But they were ahead from the start, they never made any crucial mistakes, and they were able to get it across the finish line.
Alright, Zach, let me cook.
Yep.
League of Lemons is playing better TF2 than Fast Fourth, but Fast Fourth is playing significantly better Koth Proot than League of Lemons is. The way
I do think for sure they're playing Proot better. I've seen a lot better overloads on flank. I've seen a lot more controlled like plays onto the players behind house. I wouldn't say if it's explicitly better TF2 that Lemons are playing. I'd say their fundamentals are drilled in a way where they're not playing bad by any means, right? It's just that the way that Fast Fourth is tackling the Proot problem here, it's giving them the edge.
I mean, I'm going to be honest, I think this crits is doing nothing. I think this crits has had almost no game impact, potentially negative game impact. Maybe I'm wrong, that's why I'm in the booth, and that's why they're, in the server. But I don't think they're getting anything out of it. They maybe got 2.5 kills with it one time, but, it's not... Ubers could have done the same things a lot of the times. And the kills they're finding, they're not sniping Blake, right? They're getting a pyro kill. They're putting laser beams on and killing a scout in post. Which, don't get me wrong, a scout kill's good, but the League of Lemons, I don't think, got the memo that you need to be aggro holding on this map. Every single time they play passively behind point, Blank runs up on the stone side, corner caps 60% of the point, and forces an Uber out when no one else is nearby. Compare that, though, to Fast Fourth's holds. Their forward, Toy is playing on point. They're getting forward pressure in onto main, onto the staircase, onto cliff, able to control all of that space. Flank is no longer as much of an issue because you can shoot them as they come out of that choke. And then they're aware of the fact that, yes, it's good to play forward, but you can't hard commit there, right? That position does have flaws, and when they realize they're starting to get forced out of it, they back up, maybe they rotate flank, maybe they go behind point, bait the push in, play the post. They're moving around, which is what you need to do on Proot, and it's really cool to see.
I think it's important to note that while med kills are great and while wiping the enemy team with the crits is fantastic, what wins you the game on Koth is time, not necessarily kills. Kills go into time, but any way you're able to get time off the clock is a way that you can win Koth. And while the crits Kriegs have not gotten the med picks, they've not gotten, full team wipes, we've seen the crits bring out enough pressure onto Lemons that it's making them uncomfortable. They've popped Uber pretty much the second they've had it every time. They're scared of the crits, they're playing back, and they're not able to really get forward pressure, because if someone's forward caught out, we saw that one time where Nixie got sniped off the bat, right? And it's just, it feels like, even though the crits aren't this massive, difference maker in this match, I don't think it's doing nothing. I think that the crits is forcing Lemons to play conservatively, and like you said on Proot, you win Proot by being able to get forward and move around the map, and I think when they're scared of crits disad all the time, it's very hard.
How many times do they actually have crits disad, though?
Even when they come up on crits and Uber at the same time, the fact that they have to pop Uber immediately for fear of the crits is pressure that's translating into, more fight wins, more time lead, whatever you have it. It's working is what I'm getting at.
I suppose. I mean, it is working, right? They're up 2-1. That's objectively true. I question if they could have done the same thing better with Uber. Because, yes, it's putting some pressure on League of Legends. They have to pop first, but you're still invulnerable into non-invulnerable players. And I think that...
One thing that I think is really important to look at is how these Uber versus crits exchanges are going, right? Because if it's product, and you are critsing into Uber, or you're getting Ubered on while you have crits Krieg, your team can get wiped with, a couple good sticks in pocket and a scout running them down with 6 meat shots. On Proot, the exchanges we've seen have ended up with Melon airblasting a player back, or a good pipe being hit by Exile to stall the Uber. And when the corridors are so tight, right, it favors the crits so much more over the Uber, because the Uber players can't spread out. They're all funneling through the same areas. They're trying to get some kills. Both crits v Uber exchanges we saw directly, the Uber's only gotten 1 or 2 kills, and a couple of them weren't even directly in the Uber versus crits exchange. We've seen Exile surf out of an Uber v crits head-to-head exchange just because there's not much way you can get the kill on him if you're not going to just one-shot him in the choke. I think that it's specifically Proot that's making this crits v Uber, even when you're in the bad situation for crits, it's making it manageable. This would not be the case on a Lakesider product, for sure.
Yeah, I can see that. I agree. I definitely agree with that. That it is hard to really punish it in that sense, but at the same time, I think then you have to give credit, where it is due to Fast Fourth pulling that off, because there is a high margin of error on that. On the side of Toy, on the side of Melon, on the side of their combo players to know to not get caught out, and they're doing that. So that, you know, again, I think that Proot knowledge really coming in feels like there's a level of comfort there as well that's not quite there on the side of Lemon.
And we'll see if they can adapt to this crit strategy, because we're going to be heading into the second half, a 2-1 lead in the books for Fast Fourth. They're going to want to close this one out if they can. We'll see if they can get it across the line at mid-fight. Rolls out, both them and going to meet on their house side of point. Joey Lemons is very passive at the start. We see Blank getting really aggressive on mid, and Exile punished for his insolence, taken down immediately by Nixie.
Oh, but there goes Blake! Mujet finding the angle. I'm not even sure where that was. Looks like that might have been just on the point or so, maybe by Bats. Yeah, I think he was on Bats, so maybe the cliff area. But they're going to actually back off of this right there. Maybe bait them onto point.
Jacob,
Toy, though, Jacob comes in and finds Toy. Yeah, what a interesting mid.
And Mujet just gets right back on the awning, snipes down Joey. So recap going to likely come in favor of Fast Fourth as soon as they can get it. It's going to be a recontest from the players alive for Lemons. Not going to get anyone far out though. Just Nixie going to get tanked on the Bats, and he does win the SVS. Going to give his team the opening. Mujet now with a long spawn timer. We'll see how far ahead Lemons can get. Now I'm going to check the Medigun. It's back onto normal Uber for Toy and Fast Fourth.
Yep, back onto that. Maybe going to just try to keep the pace mixed up right there, not let them get settled into one Medigun. Or not, as lots of flank numbers right there, but Exile going to go down. Toy now forced to playing on flank, only 50% Uber, slight disad. There goes in Ether, going to find one rocket, but the other gets reflected. No reflect kill.
Jacob with another 2K on his bomb. He's gotten 4 kills in this round so far, being such a force to deal with right now. Nixie, another SVS win onto Mujet, going to keep this point in their favor. Toy, though, did stay alive. They're going to have Uber to contest when they get their players alive and well. Now, look at this. This is some forward aggression coming out. Nixie on enemy cliff, but alone, gets stabbed by Fish, opening now in favor of Fast Fourth.
He's stabbing the enemy sniper on his own cliff, likely a new experience for the spy players. But Jacob going in, gonna get the lead on that Uber.
Air shot on the Uber. Jacob sends him to the skybox. He does manage to live thanks to that flash, but sniped down by Mujet, taken down, and Blank gonna run down Hyphen. Ether goes into the backlines to clear up Joey. Rebel cleans up Wish as well, and that's a very clean fight win coming in for the side of Fast Fourth. They're gonna try and keep the meta alive from these remaining players, but they're gonna capture point.
Melon got a lot of style points in that one for someone that died in the Uber. So that's a moral victory for her, absolutely. Just cakes that Ubered soldier out. Make sure he can't be a problem later, and then the alley-oop into Mujet. But Nixie gonna find that sniper kill early. This forward hold on Bats coming again, yeah. But without a sniper, this is much more difficult to hold because the cliff angle sees so much, and appropriately, they're gonna be forced back.
After going to trade for Jacob in his own spawn, so no soldiers in this exchange coming up. Joey aggressive on point, takes a lot of damage. Good air blast from Melon, puts him in no man's land, and he's going to go down. Now Melon going to flame down Hunter in the meantime, but Wish in the backline takes down Toy with that pretty boy pocket pistol. Going to be giving his med now full Uber ad to work with. Mujet though railing off some more headshots.
I mean, well, Blake will have that, so we'll come back in. But really good on Fast Fourth to continue to hold this, even losing their med and a number of other players right there. Just really, really good point control. Blake now with the full ad, 95% ad. But as big as you can get is Jacob getting good. He blasted off the roof. Great air blast by Melon. Soldier on the roof there can do absolutely tons of work.
They're trying to sack in, but Exile going to get stunted immediately. Ether going to come in now, try to get some damage. Does a lot with his rockets. It's like 400 damage done by Ether in this exchange. He's still alive. Will finally get taken down as the cap goes in favor of League of Lemons. And they don't have to use their Uber for it, crucially. So now they're likely to be able to jump into the time lead for the first time in a while. Carson now back up. Nixie going to be scoping from this flank area. If he can find an opening onto this med, Toy strafing into it. Oh, it's such a dangerous tightrope you walk here. They're going to cross, and Mujet opens this up, and Nixie does find his man onto Exile.
So the scout goes down in reverse with 2 key combo members down, but arguably bigger kill onto that demo man. Going to stall this push. Blake still having Uber in the demo, using that damage to spread out. Yeah.
The flank passes for Fast Fourth are just running into the flank of Lemons, and now Lemons, they have to walk forward. They're going to use their Uber because they're feeling the pressure. Going to go into the opponent's flank. They need to find any kills that they can. Ether going to crater. In the meantime, no one else has really gone down. Melon will get gunned down by AGB in the backline, as well as Poseidon shot by Wish. In the meantime, now Uber ad held by Toy, 90%. They're going to want to go back in with this once they have their spawners up in just a second. Mujet, though, loses his 4th SVS. Nixie dominating the enemy sniper. Jacob.
Yeah, continuing to find those kills. We're only 1 round in, remember. That's 4 sniper kills in this round alone. But even with that Uber forced out, Toy has Uber. They drop players coming in that's going to stall their push. But Exile looks like he wants to go soon. Blake or Blank nearby. Uber pops out. Exile jumps in super deep. Gonna just drop down.
They get it.
Still alive too. Caught by the beam is Blank right there. Lots of frags traded back and forth, but better on the side of Fast Fourth. Jacob gonna get taken out as well. Toy stays alive. Blake, importantly, going down. Nixie, though, on a 7 streak. To help stall that, taking Blank, and Carson in the alcove here, doing his best to deny this. AGB decloaking up aside and caught out. Then we'll turn that heavy pick, and the point will go over eventually, but clock has been flipped there. So, gonna need a really solid hold coming out of Fast Fourth. They do have the Uber head to do it.
Yeah, minute dispatch with this Uber going to be crucial, but Nixie is just raining hell down upon Fast Fourth. 8K, this time Dominic Exile, 4 kills on Exile, 5 on Mujet in this round. He's going crazy. He wants this round for his team. Recap now cleanly in favor of League of Lemons here once Blank gets off this point. 13 seconds left. It has to be
Toy has Uber.
on. There's 4 alive. They're bleeding everybody. It's going to be a solo onto Blank. Melon going to get a flash. Tries to debt jump forward to get some damage on.
Point.
Yeah, and Nixie on 9K, they have to cap, it's only the unflashed players allowed, but this heavy is going to be crucial. Carson doing tons of damage, the rest of the squad coming in onto this one. Poseidon, last man standing, is doing a lot, gets an arrow, but taken down. Mujet going to get 1 headshot, but it's just Toy Fish on this point.
They're going to come in, though, the bodies come in, Rebels on it. He's continuing to cap it.
He's dead, not going to be able to find
Our
it.
new challengers, Melon coming back up, still a little bit of cap time. Wish going to blow her back, and AGB forces her back, taking a bit.
Nixie's on a 10K.
Yeah, remember when I said that they won that first round with the Nixie bottom scoring, and that that's not something you're going to see very often? Well, actually, Joey and Wish managed to take him, a little bit over, but he pulled 2 doms in that round alone.
Yeah, 4 kills on Exile, 5
minimum.
Yeah, 5 on Mujet. Nixie is going crazy right now. He just turned it up to 11 in that round, evening things up at 2-2. Now all tied up. These teams gonna roll out for another mid fight. Mujet tries for the cliffhanger this mid. I don't know if he did that. He did do that last time when he found a medic. We'll see if he can find the wide swing. Jacob immediately on him though, shuts him down.
Yep. Big bomb there. No sniper. Exile gonna go down as well. Carson stabbed out, but or is taken out of it, but it's not gonna be nearly enough. Toy forced to leave, and Zag. Can we get a frag check on Nixie right now?
I don't have the logs up. I know he has at least 15, maybe 17 kills?
It's 15 exactly. He went 14 and 2 last round.
Yeah, 15.
Check this kill spread too. 1 spy, 1 NG, okay. 2 scout, 4 demo, 6 sniper.
Yeah,
6
he's
SVS kills in 1 round.
Not just literally with the game, but he's just crushing Mujet in this SVS. We were going to be exchanged on the point. Mujet gets a flash to come alive. Hunter does a lot of damage control there. Air blasts his players back. In the meantime, Wish runs down a couple of kills for himself on a 3K now. In the meantime, Nixie stabbed out. AGB going to get some counter espionage action going through, and Mujet finds the kill onto Wish. So player ad now going in favor of Fast Fourth. They're going to want to cap this up, but Mujet again just stabbed by AGB. He's not gotten to play this half at all.
Yeah, no, literally been on a chain death timer right there. Admittedly, Mujet last round still pulled 9 kills.
Hunter gonna run down some kills. Melon gonna get taken down. Toy just kept alive by that health pack. Gonna be up at 65%. Blake about the same. Point control still held by League of Lemons. They haven't given it up yet. Fish gonna clean up Jacob, waiting for that arrow. Doesn't get it in time. So man ad, it's a 9v7 in favor of Fast Fourth, but they need to get something going. They're gonna be a minute and a half in the hole soon.
Yeah, it's really not looking good. They're gonna need some issue or some answer for Nixie.
Jet in 5 seconds. 1, 2, 3. Oh, Rebel gonna defend his sniper. That's very much needed.
Yeah, as the Uber comes out, Muja, they're gonna get taken up by a pipe in the Uber. Story of this half right there. As still not going to get any opportunity to exist on this map. Jacob coming in, finds Exile. Yeah, Toy hit up a little bit, likely going to be forced out soon. But no, after going back in and try to find anything, takes out Hunter. No reflect this time, as it will be enough to recap this point. Carson taken out. Jacob not going to get in deep enough to find Toy. But
Blank immediately 3 shots him down in the middle of that exchange, and no scout means kills are hard to chase down. Mujet finally going to get a kill onto Wish again, dominating that enemy scout. That's a weird dom to have, but AGB stabs him again. Mujet just cannot play the game, and now repush coming out from League of Lemons with their sniper ad. Demo man on the point doing damage. Jake can go over the top, looking for some control on the roof. Effort though, 2 clean rockets onto Blake, shuts him down the point. Toy kept alive as well. Point control though going to go in favor of Lemons for now.
Yeah, but they were in the middle of capping as Blake goes down, so they extend their own med spawn. He's still on a 5-second respawn. Toy likely to get before he comes off.
Just collapsing.
Oh, Toy dying 90%. Joey in super deep finds that crucial med pick.
Do they want to cap here? They're down so much time, but they need so many spawners. They're going to wait for all their spawners to come up.
Toy's already back up, so... yeah, they're going to wait for
they're going to wait for all their spawners.
We have secured the control point.
As Toy switched back onto crits creep
When
right
in
now,
doubt,
decided
when
not
in
getting
doubt.
the Ubers, go for the crits. It worked last half. Try it again here. They might lose 2 in a row though if they can't get this one back. Exxon are standing on the point. He isn't going to be building faster than Blake. AGB goes down. Not going to get a chance to call for this crits quite yet, so they might be able to get it off as a surprise. Pipe goes down onto Joey. Going to have to get some healing from his med. In the meantime, both teams are all alive, but Nixie shut down by Fish. That's a super crucial kill to get. But Mujet piped by Joey. No snipers on either side right now. AGB doubles up onto Ether. Both teams losing 3 players. In the meantime, point control still had by Fast Fourth, which means that the Lemon spawners are going to be here soon.
Toy 100% on that crit. Blake 80 on the Uber. They're losing their window to use this as an ad. Blake aware of that. I think they have to know that this is crits versus Uber with how far back they're playing. Just going to give up the time. They have enough bank. They can wait for this Uber come and take the crits.
Excel's calling for it. He saw the med, and again, Uber popped immediately. Not going to find any kills. Excel does get saved for now by an air blast on that sticky. No one dead in the exchange. Recap going to come in favor of Lemons. Only 30 seconds left on the clock. Jacob went over the top. Finds damage onto Excel and Toy. Doesn't get the cleanup.
Wish gets Toy and Blake. Yeah, the frags, though, slightly in favor, and there is Fish coming in. Finds Blake, so Tons 4 alive on both sides. But point presence in favor of the league right now. That said, they only have 10 seconds left on the clock, so Fast Forward's going to need to get on and start capping soon.
Yeah, Mujet's trying to debate if he wants to cap it, just going to wait for his team instead. Blank now going to be on it with the side, and they should be able to get it. Jacob, though, over the top once again, will get taken out almost immediately as Exile wins the sticky fight onto Joey Lemons, doubles up onto Carson, means that this one's in their favor. They have to protect Toy now, though. Jacob is dead, so no Silver going to be coming over the top. Fish gets a cleanup kill onto Wish, and they're going to be able to hold control of the point for now with Crit's ad. They're going to want to get forward here. They have 1:15 to make up on the clock. 1 second left before overtime for League of Lemons here, so it needs to be a near perfect defense coming out from Fast Forward.
Yeah, they really need to find Blake with this too, because if they pop the crits and don't find the medic, it's going to be extremely difficult for them to end up getting this run. It doesn't have to be the crits. It could be a stab on the back end as Exile jumping forward.
EGB that doesn't get the medic kill. That was a good try, but Hunter going to go down in the meantime. Exile doesn't get his man and goes down.
They're losing the fight.
Yeah,
almost.
Ether dead, which means that they aren't able to get any bombers, and Blake out with 50 HP onto spawn. Blank gonna drop in the meantime, so now advantage goes in favor of Lemons here. Blake 75%. Mujet jumps on the roof. Can he find Blake? It'd be the kill of a lifetime, but not gonna be able to get it. Now they're
but
pushing.
Poseidon just assassinates Joey from the wedge. Will go down though, but they don't have the time to be giving this up. Exile's back in. Melon's gotta stop this. Exile's gotta get on a roll. Point goes over and no one near, and that will be the round going over. I mean, the crits must just give them the mojo they need because they made it close. They were down, 2 minutes or so, I want to say, off the clock when they switched. Almost pulled it back, but not quite. And after the 2-1 lead going up by Fast Fourth, 2 rounds in a row from League of Lemons makes it 3-2.
It's like I said during the first half, when you're playing the crits v Uber, even if you don't kill the med, just being ahead on time and cycling is advantageous to you, because you're able to just force these Ubers out the second that you have crits. And before that, you're stalling out time, right? Because they can't walk into you when you have crits and they don't have Uber. They need to wait for their Uber. But when you're operating from behind, it just does not work. You will lose the time battle and you will lose the round. And that's what we saw happen. I really want to see if Fast Forward decide all in on the full crits play, because it's what they've been the best at so far.
I'd have to imagine. I mean, they went from being completely shut out of that round to getting a foothold back into it and almost winning there. I mean, still, if they can actually have a crits that's working because they're finding kills, it's going to go a snowball in their favor. I mean, they have not been able to really find any kills on that crits. They're winning, as you said, off the pace advantage, right? Off the timing advantage, but they're not actually getting full value out of these crits. Even when they're using ads, they're finding 1, maybe 2 kills at most. And if they can actually get that 1 kill onto Blake, I think it's really going to swing things in their favor.
Yeah, and that might be the idea coming out of the half. Only 1 round needed for League of Lemons to take this map. I gotta look at the doc. This was League of Lemons' pick, so if Fast Forward could come from behind and take this one, it'd be an insane upset to get the opponent's map pick out of the way, get up 1-0 lead with your map coming in. But League of Lemons, in their mind, they really want to close this one out, and only 1 more round needed to do it.
Remember, this is Fast Forward's map pick.
The doc says it's League of Lemons.
Yeah, that we realized Dolphin was incorrect on that.
All right, well, that's what I get for being late, I guess.
Yeah, indeed it is. So, no, yeah, it had been Fast Forward who picked Proot, because if you remember, it goes lower seed bans, then top seed bans, then picks, back to back. So we didn't catch that it was alternating instead of being kind of in bunches. But no, this is Fast Forward's map pick. And should they lose this, then they go to Ashville, which is the league's map pick. And a map we've seen them definitely capable on in their wins over Froggy last week. So, a lot on the line here. Fast Forward needs to pull it back and take their own map pick. I mean, granted, nothing's more Highlander than trading each other's picks, but...
Despite Mujet having 5 more deaths than Nixie, he's only 1 frag behind. If Mujet's able to stand in and operate as that turret that takes down anything that peeks him, Fast Forth have such an advantage, but Nixie, AGB, and Demento have just been on him 24/7. He's not been able to play.
That's honestly pretty impressive that they went from Nixie getting 14 kills in the first round of that half to 2 in the second. Wish, though, then stepping up with 10, Joey 7, AGB 7. I mean, they need to protect Mujet. Yeah, like, they're 1 kill apart again, as you said, with 5 more deaths. And I mean, Ether top deathing with 16 deaths, but then Mujet right behind him. Not entirely what you want to see.
Yep, and we are going to see some reconnects coming out from the Lemons players. Might be, server issue, lag issue, going to be restarting their games, going to be loading in soon. Hopefully going to be seeing the exciting conclusion to this Proot map. And, double Koth is something that's rarely seen in playoffs nowadays because normally there's a pretty big discrepancy in between teams and playoffs when you're watching a first seed, just because the first seed historically in RGL has been like such a dominating force through the regular season. But both these teams are on basically even footing. Like, this is probably the closest 1v2 matchup we've had in seasons. And the fact that we're going double Koth and it's already so close, we've seen multiple double overtime rounds. I don't think any round has been won with more than a minute on the clock for the other team. It just speaks to how really tightly knit these teams are.
Yeah, it was something I'd kind of mentioned in the beginning, that it's because you're so used to seeing, okay, one team's the Koth team, one team's the stopwatch team. And it kind of looked like that was going to play out, right? With League banning Vigil, Fast Forth banning Ashville, or banning Product. But then Fast Forth picks Proot and kind of flips that switch, which means that when Ashville gets picked, now all 3 Koth maps are gone in your first 4 picks.
Yep.
All 3 Koth maps are gone in your first 3 picks. I can count, I promise.
Yeah, and one of the classes I want to highlight throughout that entire, the first 5 rounds we've seen, both soldiers have been so incredibly hot and then occasionally cold, where we've seen them jump in and find 400 damage on their bomb and get 2 kills over and over again. But when they get stuffed, these pyros have been doing phenomenal. Hunter and Melon have both just been able to deny soldiers in isolated cases. If one soldier consistently is able to find the backline and get the kills, they're such a force to be reckoned with, and they're finding so much value for their team.
Yeah, and I mean, Ether really on that, having gotten 3 med kills in that those last 2 rounds, and only 5 deaths total on Blake, so more than half of them in that short half. Just able to, sometimes gets denied, right? But on those other times, just jumps in, finds that right timing, and just sinks 2 rockets onto Blake, and there's nothing you can do about that. Tip your cap and move on.
But we do have the Go from Dolphin. We're going to be going live in 45 seconds about both these teams really want this map, especially Fast Forth, since this is their map pick. We're going into Asheville after this, no matter what. So we'll see if they can get it across the finish line. 2 rounds needed for them, only 1 for League of Lemons. So this is going to be the last half of Proot.
Yep, only 2 more rounds at max here before we move on to Asheville. And should League of Lemons win, I think they put themselves in a very solid position to take this match moving into Asheville, their own pick.
Yep, and we're going to see the ready up in just a second. Going to be getting live on Proot. Same team colors, I believe. Red side going to be Fast Forth, blue, League of Lemons.
All right, Zach, I think you were a little bit late here.
Yep.
So I gave my print that I thought it was going to be 4-3 League.
On this map?
We are already 3-2 League.
Yeah.
Do you think League pulls it out, or do you think? Well, let's see.
Yeah, let's
Toy
see Medi
on
first.
Medi. Toy on Uber.
4-3 League.
All right, nice. Great prep.
Yep. Mid-fight rolling out. Both scouts throwing their balls across the point. No one hitting. Early bomb from Jacob. Decides not to go for it. Gonna back up for the meantime. Goes back to his team. Stab on the point coming through, but Fish, Decroak not gonna find anything. Aggressive play coming in forward from the Lemons, but Mujet shuts down that scout. Yeah, they're really far up. Poseidon and Ether are watching this flank area. Jacob gonna bump onto it. Gonna take down Poseidon. Poseidon didn't even know what hit him. They're gonna get that advantage on the flank right off the bat. And now both meds gonna be looking to walk forward their teams. Exile doing some damage as Mujette gets a kill with the Carson, but Nixie trades him back. Ether, though, gonna equalize that sniper disc ad with a good bomb. And he's still available for another play.
Ooh, Exile not able to get the pack, nor Beam walks right into his stick. He goes down. Toy just gets Uber too, which is going to hurt this potential repush with no demo, but look how aggro both teams are. Toy and Blank going in, they're going to pop this. Better Uber on the side of red, but they don't have the positioning really to take advantage of it. Going to fade a little bit later, but again.
Jacob in, looking for that sniper, but reflected by Melon and taken down. Now Exile gets a pipe onto AGB in the meantime, so Poseidon looking to walk onto this point with his team, gets an arrow to keep him healthy. Carson gonna bleed out to Blank's ball, and that's gonna be a cap coming in favor of Fast Forward. Ether in the backline, Blank is 1 HP, followed up by a great pipe from Exile to get that medic. Wish coming in, looking for a Toy, but doesn't fade a single shot.
Oh, Joey not even vaporized in midair. Toy doesn't even take a single point of damage. Exile doesn't go down either. And yeah, just great pipe coming in from Exile, able to take out Toy. So Blake, excuse me. So Toy now on big ad right here, looking at about 50%. They're able to get this. Should be a very decent hold as the time about to tick into the favor of Fast Fourth right now.
Yep, and Mujette posted up on the flank, looking for Wish, looking for anything he could find to give his team an ad, and there we go. Fish gets a stab onto Nixie, so Mujette uncontested. Heavy main pressure coming out here from the Lemons. AGB gonna stab Melon in the meantime. Gonna look to gun down Exile. Good double kill coming out from AGB, and without these players, they can't contest the point. Jacob
Jacob right on Toy, 96! Oh, a little bit too greedy.
Toy
Jacob
so
sees
greedy.
the angle.
Yeah, Toy's Demo and Medic are, Demo and Pyro are dead. He's looking to back out. He sticks around to peek through the window and look for an arrow, and that greed costs him big. That's a major misplay from Toy. He could have been out there with an Uber, but instead, now Time Lead and Uber ad go in favor of League of Lemons.
Yeah, potentially critical play there. And AGB, the counter espionage, finds Fish on cliff. Wally's invis, perfectly timed. You might have learned that one from Uzak, Pro Spy Hunter. AGB not quite able to find it onto Blank. Here's the decloak. But Mujak now finally countering back onto Nixie. Finally wins that SVS. Feels like it's been quite some time, but Blake on Uber right now, likely getting pressured. May have to use soon, and there it is.
Yeah, Force coming out here. Wish and Joey Lemon's gonna get the dual Uber. No damage coming through. They find no kills. Mujette, though, still posted. Takes down Hunter in the meantime. Soldier v Soldier happening on the flank. Both soldiers gonna lose their lives for it. Carson now gonna have to back off the point as the mini sentry support goes down. Wish gonna jump back off the point. Nixie back up, has countered onto Mujette. No sniper now coming out for the Fast Forward, and there it is. Nixie kills Toy at 97%. Toy's died twice now at 95 plus. They get the capture, but at what cost? Uber ad and point ad go back in favor of the Lemons.
2 in a row. That stings like nothing else, Zach. Those 95 plus deaths where you know that maybe one more person with crit heals, you walk into that sideline 1 second later, maybe things change, but it's resulting in what is match point right now for the league right here. And Nixie not gonna lose 2 in a row, finds the kill onto Mujen. Exile forced to walk up with no sniper backing. Fish taken out as well, no pick classes. For Fast Fourth right here, Wish lit on fire, but not taking too much damage. Will back out semi-safely. Should live. No. They find Blake Carson and Wish. Yep.
Yeah, Blake has full. They're just holding on the point, not using it. They're stalling as long as they can because of this 1 minute time lead. Blank gonna go on the flank, and Mujette, big hedge onto Joey. Now we're gonna come out. It's a duo into Hunter and Jacob of all classes. Toy running through main. AGB's in the backline though. Not gonna find the medic that he wants. Instead, looking for some revolver kills. But Toy is out of there with 100% Uber. This could be the opening they need to get back into this round.
Yeah, really important. But and Jacob not going to find Toy there. That would have been the nail in the coffin for this round, certainly. Had Toy gone down, but Wish on the pocket pistol going to live tank up enough to kill Poseidon, and that's going to buy quite a lot of time. It gets him down to almost 10 seconds. Toy did not have to use though, but Joey getting forward.
Immediately just destroys Nixie on that awning, takes down the mini.
Finally finding a med pick of his own, surfs up, dancing for his life, will get taken up by the rocket. Uber popped out now. Yeah, free Uber as Blake had gone down, but only going to be used to buy themselves some time.
That's pretty fun. You're
still
okay
even.
With that.
They're still even. You're still even.
Yep,
But
you're
he
okay
still
with that?
hasn't healed anyone yet.
Yep, you just want to get control of the point, clean up the players that are left over, and dry pressure comes out from Lemons, but Jacob gonna get exploded on his own rocket jump. Poseidon now over here looking to get some control of the point, with Fish backstabbing the enemy heavy. That's gonna be pretty easy for them to do. It is gonna be Demoman contesting Poseidon, headshot by Nixie. Great player to save his Demoman that got jumped into by that revved AGB. Massive pick onto Exile. Blank gonna take him down on a 7k, but recapture coming in for the Lemons. 11 seconds left. No team with Uber. They have to be able to capture this one.
Yeah, time running
They're
out
shredded.
on this map, and yep, Jacob finding Blank and Toy. Meat grinder on the point right here, and looks like we're both wrong. Gonna be a 4-2.
4-2. Well, we have the
coming
team
out
right
in
at
favor
least.
of League. Yep,
No crits, no win, apparently.
clearly, yeah.
And like that round, obviously like we're saying no crits, no win is a joke. They could have won that round if not for Toy making two massive blunders. First, just greeting out in the underneath area, just gets bombed by Jacob all alone because he needed to peek for an arrow there. And then running across the point into a sniper cell at 97 when they already had the point. They had full control, they had a couple bombers dead. So he was perfectly safe to just stay in that alleyway, you know, in between flank and the point, but he strafes out, walks in a straight line, and it was just easy pickings. Toy just really dropped the ball at the end there.
Yeah, and I mean, that first one, I feel for that, right? Because you think you're in cover, you can't really get spammed, you can't really get sniped, you're 96, like, no one's with him, so he's trying to arrow people get that Uber because, you know, what happens if you back out and AGB's waiting behind you, right? And you just get gunned down at 96, then you feel like, oh, if only I stayed in and got that Uber, I could have forced. But ultimately, just that one spot means that when, you know, the enemy soldier comes high bombing in, which Jacob's been doing all game, absolutely nowhere to go.
And just like that, 4-2, League of Lemons taking their opponent's map pick, now onto Ashville. Logs up on your screen for that. Blank was 11-1 with 568 DPM and lost. That's a crazy scout performance to lose on.
Yeah, that really is. But, you know, Fast Forth, having come in as the 1 seed, had their map pick first and lost on it, so that means now you're moving on to the other team's map pick, and the skies are darkening. Gray clouds are moving in.
Quite literally as we move on to Ashville.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's the Overwatch 2 effect. We move forward 6 hours, and now it's nighttime. As that was bad. We are waiting for the teams to come in, but I will say that having seen what we just saw, right, having seen how comfortable Fast Forth looked on Proot and still them losing, it does not give me a lot of confidence in this Ashville.
Yeah, I'd say so. The only thing I'd take positive is that between Ashville and Proot, Ashville's probably the better scout map, and we've seen Blank get the best of Wish a lot. So maybe Blank, with Exile's help, will be able to, you know, just win a lot of exchanges on the point that buy them time. But we've seen Mujet get shut down time and time again. We've seen Jacob had so much impact on these bombs. I'd argue more than Ether, especially towards the back half, because Ether, while he does have, you know, more kills, it really feels like Jacob found the right picks at the right time. And that's really more than you can ask for from your soldier.
Yeah, and I think, I mean, the other thing, the SVS, it was so far in favor of Mujet, so far against Mujet that game that when you get counter-sniped 6 times in a single round, I mean, what's incredible is that in that first round, Nixie goes 14-2 with 6 sniper kills. Mujet's still second frags, top frags his team by a decent margin. So, as I just got booted from the servers, I'm not sure if you did as well.
Yeah, I did as well. Yeah, server
just crashed. But, I mean, Mujet, while getting counter-sniped 6 times around, dying 6 times on a pick on sniper in 1 round is bad enough. Much less 6 times to just sniper. He was a respawn timer and he still got 9 frags. He was able to get protected a little bit more, maybe dodge some of those SVSs. You know, maybe if either Ether or Fish were able to get onto Nixie a little bit more, maybe that round goes in their favor. It had been pretty close, but again, just not enough. I mean, there's good plays from them, but it's not from Fast Forth, but it's not enough to just stop the tide of League of Lemons.
Yeah, and Fast Forth, they're gonna have to dig deep on this Ashville. Like, we're saying that, like, oh, things are looking up for League of Lemons. Fast Forth, you know, probably gonna be done here, but like, it's not close. It's not like that dire, right? Like, obviously, you're on the back foot. You need to win this map to keep your chances of an instant ticket to the grand finals alive. But they do have the capacity to do it, right? We've seen they have strength on Koth. They know how to play towards their strengths. They have strengths in Blank. They have strengths in Mujet. Their Uber exchanges have been pretty okay across the board. They can win these rounds on Koth, right? It's just about avoiding these really, really bad mistakes. And we are looking to, like, toy to, like, when you had a really, really bad round just now on Medic, a lot of times mental can get to you, right? And if Toy's able to bounce back and have a really good half, maybe it's easier to see soldier bombs on Asheville. You're more familiar with sniper sightlines on a map you've been playing for years. So hopefully, for Fast Fourth's sake, they're able to kind of mentally reset and get back into this, because if not, I really just don't want to see them bleed out here slowly.
Yeah, agreed there. I mean, I think the familiarity can help. And something else that I think is comforting, right, is that, yes, you lose, you go into the lower bracket, and Froggyland is not an easy opponent, not by any means, and I would say Fast Fourth would be the favorites in that match, should that happen, but not, it's not like a guaranteed 2-0 by any means. Froggy's a really solid team. They almost beat Fast Fourth in the regular season, but should you manage to win that and come back, maybe picking the double Koth didn't work out for you, right? But you already beat Lemons once on a payload. You have that option of doing that again. Either you say, okay, well, maybe we run it back on Proot, we go full-time crits, we revise our strategy, or they pick Swiftwater as the tiebreaker, maybe you pick Swiftwater, maybe you pick Steel. Granted, they won't be the upper seed, so it'll be more difficult to choose their maps, but they still can force the double stopwatch if they just think that they're getting outmatched on Koth.
Yeah, that's something they definitely could do in a potential grand final rematch. Assuming they do end up winning that lower final match. But for now, their focus is on Asheville as we look to try and get the server restarted and all the plays loaded in. I do believe Dolphin just put info. No, he's displaying some maps right now. But yeah, just going to be trying to sort out these issues for now. But yeah, other than that, we're just waiting for this Asheville match because, like I said, you really don't want to see Fast Fourth bleed out here, because this is potentially like our biggest like bet for our grand finals rematch, and this is like the closest two teams have been at this like stage of the season and forever. So you really want to see them be competitive.
Yeah, and I think Swiftwater would be an absolute treat if we can get there. But League clearly not wanting to let it go that far, so you do their best on Asheville. And I mean, you got to control Nixie on Asheville. I mean, I think we've kind of moved past the point where people say, "Oh, Asheville, yeah, that's the bad sniper map." Remember when we used to say that?
Yeah, there's no bad sniper map in TF2.
No, sadly not. We tried to make one in Proot and just made it safer for sniper. So
at least we check out the frog spot.
Yeah, you can't beat that. The house always wins, basically. But you can limit whether or not the house takes all of your money or only takes some of it. Try to get a couple more kills. And what is nice is that, as we mentioned, Proot, one of the safer sniper maps. But you trade and you don't have a single god spot like a China or a Rock on product. But in exchange, there's way less SVS angles. It's way harder for flankers to get onto you. So what you end up is you get that safety, and it means that, okay, well, maybe your sniper, maybe your soldier, maybe your spy can kill their sniper. Probably that's about it. So moving on to Asheville, it gives the flank much more of an opportunity to actually get in and to try and, really, really contest Nixie in ways outside of just getting behind and killing him.
Yep, and we are going to be moving to a new server right now as the players migrate in. We will go to a quick, about a minute ad break, so don't go anywhere. We'll be right back for Koth Asheville in the winners finals match.
Welcome back, gamers and gamettes, to the RGLgg Season 14 Invite Highlander Upper Bracket Finals, where we just watched League of Lemons, the 2 seed, come in and pull off a 4-2, wouldn't really call it an upset, but definitely a close, highly contested game over the 1 seed Fast Fourth on Koth Proot. That was Fast Fourth's map pick, and having stolen that, League of Lemons now look to close it out and secure themselves a spot in the grand finals on their own map pick, Koth Ashville. That's right, we've got double Koth with some of the most explosive teams we've seen in RGL in recent history. So, thanks for sticking around and buckle up.
Yeah, hopefully this is a close map, even though it is the pick of Lemons here. Fast Fourth, no slouch on Koth. They were very close to getting more rounds on Proot. You know, we saw a couple of last-second blunders from Toy. We saw the round where the crits just could not get them over the finish line by about 15-20 seconds. So definitely looking to be competitive here. And if they do want to take this to that third map, which I do believe it is Swiftwater, so we would be getting a Koth if that were to be the case. Fast Fourth need to win this one.
Yeah, and Swiftwater between these two teams would be a real treat, getting to see some of the tech coming out from what we've seen so far. But both teams just looking to get ready, discuss their strats, and then we'll be off. So we've talked about a lot of players so far. We've talked about the scouts, talked about the soldiers, talked about the pyros.
Snipers.
We always talk about the demos, the snipers. Who are you looking at here? What? Okay, I'm gonna say what class is gonna end up being the difference here, and I don't mean the sniper's gonna do really well, right? Where's the diff gonna be? Where's the diffy, Zag? It's gonna end up deciding this game.
I think that on a map like Asheville, and what we've seen so far with both heavies playing really aggressive on Proot flank as like independent entities, I'm looking at heavy to be a big difference maker here. We have Poseidon on one end, and we have Carson on the other. Carson, that seasoned veteran, championship winning heavy. Poseidon, he's been around. He's been a scout player, a sniper player, now playing heavy for this team, trying to be, that force that's able to contest Carson, be a big player in the combo, able to, hold posts. We've seen heavies in Asheville come with that 450 and mulch the point. If either of these heavies end up falling flat, right, whether it be peeking snipers or going into the wrong times, taking too many heals, not being that force and post, you will know very quickly.
Yeah, and I think traditional wisdom would lean that tilts in Carson's favor. Poseidon, wouldn't even say he's a heavy main. Has been doing phenomenally well this season, given that. But if we are going to say that the heavies are going to decide it, it's hard to vote against League. They did just take Fast Fourth's map, and now they're on their own, so I'm going to say, I'm going to be a bit of a buzzkill before we get in. I'm going to say League 4-1.
Alright, we'll see if that does come to fruition as mid-fight rolling out. Joey takes the fans roll out, doesn't take any damage off the bat either. Now needs an arrow, does get it. Carson taken very low as Nixie wins the first fight of the map. Fish gonna go down as well, but Joey gonna get taken down in the backlines. More frags coming in favor of the Lemons right now. Looking to walk forward and take control of the point for now. Sniper on Bat's gonna get jumped. Jacob gonna displace Mujet. Jumps back to safety for now that he's done his job. And there's the mid in favor of League of Lemons.
Yep. Really, really solid explosive mid. Really, the only saving grace that Toy got out and actually has slight ad. So should a quick Uber come back in, and there's a lot of pressure right now. Nixie caught up. There we see not as safe of a sniper map. Nixie caught out on ramp, gonna go down, and they're gonna get the recap immediately without even needing to
Watch
stop the
Jacob.
Uber.
He gets reflected in the backlines by Mel. In the meantime, Uber exchange happening on the point. Gonna be no damage coming in for either team right away. Jump out to Bats by Joey, gonna stay alive. Exile, push back off the shutter. Recap coming in favor of Fast Fourth right now. Only 25 seconds taken off the clock for League, so we're still neck and neck in this round. Both meds charging up from 25%. We'll have to see how this hold pans out for Fast Fourth right now.
Yeah, really good place to set themselves up. They lost the mid, but they still find themselves in the driver's seat of this round so far, as not able to really get solid ramp control. But Mujik gonna find Wish, so no scout right away is a good thing. Joey trying to get out of Shutter, and Nixie finding Mujik. The SVS continues to go in his favor. HB with the counter espionage, Poseidon dead as well, and that's gonna cause Fast Fourth to scatter.
After bombing over the top, 2 rockets onto Blake,
Ooh,
immediately takes down that enemy medic. Toy gets out with 40 HP, gonna grab that pack, so they will have full Uber ad to work with here. Point gonna go in favor of Lemons, but now they have the choice to make. Do they want to play far forward and just try to force the Uber out aggressively, or do they want to back up and look for a sack?
Yeah, it's that full ad.
They're gonna back up.
Is gonna be something good.
But now they have players going to try and walk onto point, but they're not aggressive at all. It's just going to be Jacob trying to jump the fans, goes into enemy shutter, but just scouting things out, looking around. Joey doesn't have any stickies up for now. Going to look to spam onto Exile. Nixie, another SDS win onto Mujek, keeping the pressure up.
Yeah, I mean, the Uber's going to come out right there, so they are going to find a lot of damage. Wish not yet taken out, though. Fish the only one who's going to go down right now, so full ad pick AGB on a headshot, the only pick they find. Carson finally dying on those boxes, and the rest of the kills are trickling in, but none importantly onto Blade.
Ether had the funniest fight there. He jumps in over the house, gets a lot of damage onto the dome man, gets skyboxed while getting that kill, shoots one rocket as he Kratos to get a pyro kill. So just cleaning up those kills in front of the shutter right there. Toy going to be on about a 20% disad, not the end of the world for them. Blake will have a small window to make this work for the Lemons, but Fish going to go forward, going to be looking to call out this push in advance, so Toy will be able to get time lead in favor of Lemons right now, but quickly ticking the other way.
Yeah, but again, not too much ramp pressure coming in from Fast Forward. Gonna give that up. Nixie taking the peaks onto point. They're actually being forced to play close to the boxes. Exile. Toys in shutter right now. Interesting positioning. They might just use out of shutter knowing that
they forced.
They have it. Yeah, the force comes out from Blake. Not sure if there was pressure or just a bit of a panic pop, but it's gonna end up with Wish getting taken out. Blank and Muja dead. So numbers actually in favor of Fast Forward right now, but no positioning. And Carson getting on boxes sets themselves up for a really good repush.
Yeah, Jacob gets a counter Rebel on bats, but just hounded down by Melon and Exile. Gonna get taken down. Joey, though, uses the opportunity to walk into Shutter and gets the kill onto Melon with that opening. So Pyro kill going in their favor. Jacob, after looking at the top, looking for damage. Fish gonna backstab Joey with that distraction, but no big decisive kills coming in. The Doman is large, though. In the meantime, Exile gonna be looking to contest this heavy on point. Carson, being a big force, pushes Exile back into that sniper sideline, and he gets taken down.
Yeah, Joey might have had some room with the enemy demo dead, but just not enough support. No beam on him, and that sniper just being such a big threat. Jacob bombing in. Then he get the mini Rebel, almost taking him out. Not yet able, and Jacob escapes on 20 health as a Fish caught out. No stabs for him, but it looks like that pressure will be enough to force them out. Uber, though, coming right back out of Shutter. In comes the jump counter pop by Toy.
Dropped.
That's not
in the
good.
backup. It's going to be Solo now coming in onto Blank, looking for anything, but no kills coming his way. In the meantime, AGB in the backline takes down Mujet and Rebel, so all of a sudden kills in favor of Lemons, and Toy taken down by the Jacob bomb in post. That Uber was disastrous for the side of Fast Fourth, all because they dropped their demo man. There's no damage coming in.
Yeah, and I mean, yeah, that demo drop really unfortunate just for Exile right there. If he's alive in post, things could go so differently, but just he's down on the ground and Wish, ooh, yeah, spiked into the ground off of bats by Blank. Blank looking for the flank. No, that's Fish, excuse me. Nixie on bats, so could have the angle here on anyone looking to cap. As I think they're gonna get body shot, but no too many kills, and yeah, they're gonna get this for free.
Blake's only at 85, so they can't pop to contest it. Gonna go back in favor of Fast Forward for now, but a minute time lead for Lemons. They have the Uber out as well, looking to make a decisive round-winning play here. All players alive once AGB gets off the spawn timer. Here comes the Uber out of Shutter. Exile kind of stranded, will serve some damage, but nowhere to go. Melon Exile gonna drop. In the meantime, 9 players strong alive here for Lemons. 1 cap and 11 seconds is all they need.
Get Toy on 89%, make that 90. We'll have Uber in time. Coming up just right now. Gonna wait for Exile to come back in.
Fish and Poseidon will not be there. It's gonna be 7 players at max
Exile's
trying to make it work.
They have to go right on Blank and the Soldier right here. Popping through, yeah, but such a great denial from Hunter right there. Will finally go down and they start getting cap time. AGB in the back, gonna go down. But here comes the retake in from Carson and the rest of the team. Carson gets exploded, but Toy already dead.
Joey takes down Exile.
There it is.
That's going to be the round in favor of Lemons. That one very close once again. 45 seconds left on the clock for Fast Fourth, but not able to win it. That's Lemons coming out with a 1-0 lead.
Yeah, and I mean, honestly, I think the time was a little bit closer than that round felt to me.
Yeah, it's because we saw they had that really long streak in the middle. Even though Fast Fourth brought it back, they just didn't have the time to keep contesting. Exile just walking forward, kills Carson immediately, but Toy dead to the sniper on mid immediately. Exile sticky down by Joey. Will go for his life for it though, so both teams with a lot of deaths coming forward. Better help right now for the side of Fast Fourth. They're going to walk onto the point right now and take control of it. If they can get a cap, that'd be better than you'd hope for with your medic dead from the start.
Yeah, and Blake only at 50, meaning the Uber ad not going to mean too much, but yeah, just those heals keeps them in the fight. Mujet trying to get a shot off, not going to land anything onto Nixie. And here comes an AGB.
By Ether.
He did. Wow.
Yeah, we do see the crit swap for Toy. They decided crits is our avenue to win. They're going to make full use of it. Jacob, though, in the backline, looking! One rocket! Oh, Toy's so low! Jacob doesn't find the direct, and Toy narrowly surfs out. Jacob might not have seen the crits Krieg to call out. He might have, though, and now 70% crits for Toy and fast forward. Looking to walk on perfect. He's dead again to the sniper! Nixie just punishing Toy for every insolent peek.
Yeah, just gotta be careful with that Bats angle. The crits ad not gonna matter when you lose your med. Gonna find another onto blank. That's 3 in the life. Shutter pressure looking to come out right here from the league. Joey hit up low, but will survive. Get that arrow. Fish caught out on ramp, so no pick coming in. I mean, it's just looking more and more like the snowball's picking up momentum.
Yeah, now Blake with this ad, Toy, are they going to run crits? So they are. They're just going to run crits into an Uber diss ad. This is what they're doing. They're ride or die with the crits Krieg right now. 50% for Toy, 80 for Blake. Rebel going to drop in the meantime. Players have to spawn up for fast fourth here if they want to get back onto the point. In the meantime, Blake now up on full Uber.
Tell you what though, Zach, have you ever seen a team win a match they weren't supposed to in Ashville with the crits Krieg?
A couple examples come to mind.
Dorby Jam Pugs, let's go. Bring that back. But, I mean, yeah, crits can definitely, I think, is a little bit more of a natural fit on Ashville. There they go, popped across, great reflex from Hunter.
Uber, though.
Probably just saved his med. Blake was a little late on that pop, but the reflex gonna keep him alive. And yeah, that they get the Uber and they're fine with that. You know, they are losing time, but they now have the crits ad to play around.
Yep, unfortunately for them, no cap time means that they're going to go down over a minute in time by the time they can walk back out. Couple kills, but traded back. Muja and XL going down means a couple key classes not able to be up for fast fourth here. Even so, spawn ad will buy them some control. Ad they're going to go over the top. A lot of damage to the Shudder. Joey Lemon's 1 HP will burn out to Melon's detonator. Toy though dead again. Nixie doubles up onto Rebel and the medic. Toy just cannot catch a break this round. Sniper taking him down over and over again.
Yeah, thought the sightlines would be more familiar, but they might even be more deadly here on Ashville. Just way bigger angles. That Bats angle covers so much of the point, makes it so difficult to just freely rotate. Maybe, you know, you let yourself loose a little bit on Proot, knowing that you have lots of free rotates without not being in the sightline, but come back on Ashville, and Toy has not been able to keep his life as much as his team would like.
Yep, still on the crits, full Uber diss ad onto this crits Krieg, so they're just gonna have to back up and wait for it, have nowhere to go. Uber comes in, great jump in, but great denial from Melon, air blasting it down with the sky. Exile gonna be caught out in rotation. Jacob and Hyphen though gonna drop to some hit scan. Poseidon on a 5k does some work before going down. Headshot raining down from the side of Nixie, but forced to back off his shutter angle. Joey with some stickies gonna take down Melon in the meantime. Blank 1 HP gonna need to back up to his med. AGB though, free med pick, he misses the stab! He doesn't get a revolver shots. One kills Blank. Toy trying to surf out and does keep his life for now.
Yeah, barely lives there. Finally coming up on this crits. And here is the crits ad that we've waited so long. Jacob, back in spawn, gonna find one rocket up to it. That's
it. Awful. 96% crits down.
Well, okay, no, I think Toy got it off, but it counts as a 96 because he died 4 seconds into the crits.
Yeah, but either way, that play by Jacob and AGB.
Going around the long way through lobby, out to like that was by the ramp, yeah, I can't talk, the bat spawn.
Yeah, but now absolutely nothing for fast forward to work with here. They're walking into a full Uber diss side. They do get a pick onto Nixie at least, but they lose their own sniper in the meantime. Here comes the Uber charge. Melon does a really good job denying. No kills directly coming through in the Uber aside from Blank. Melon will lose her life for that one, of course, but the majority of the force still alive for fast fourth here, and they're going to have the crits up very shortly. AGB though in the backline looking for the XL stat.
Wish Friends Toy though! Just assassinated on the top of Shutter, and Toy can just not stay alive.
Yeah, they're just collapsing on Toy any moment they can get. If it doesn't die to a sniper first, then it will be a desperate walkout. They need the capture. They need some time in this round. Otherwise, it's going to be 2-0 in favor of Lemons. They are going to get this capture. Don't deny any spawns either, so they'll have a chance. Have 35% diss side. You can't quite make that up with crits, but if you're a kite out for a little bit, you will. And they're still on the crits, Krieg.
Yes, ride or die. I mean, I respect it. It gave them their rounds on Proot for the most part. I think it's gonna work, and still though, they will likely jump Blake here, and they'll have a brief window where they may be able to catch him at that Uber. Everything's gonna be on Hunter to make sure that none of those sticks land.
Bats pressure coming out. They're gonna lose Jacob. Trade him to the side though. Carson is shredding on the side. Carson's submarined, and he just killed 2 people on the box. Now he's shooting at Exile. Carson buying so much space for his team. They have the crits, but they can't use it just because they have nothing to work with. They're gonna try, but it finds nothing. They do get the Uber, at least.
They were tied at 75%, which means the crits should, build faster. Blake beat the crits over a 25% span, which is just insane building from him. Good management of crit heals. Toy may not have been able to spread heals as much as he would have liked, but time's counting down, and yep, familiar sight. Joey will go down, but that's about it.
Yep, and that's a 2-0 on Ashville, starting off hot for the League of Lemons. They're looking to close this thing out as soon as possible. Only 2 more rounds needed for them. Fast forward, though, they need to get something together. They swapped the full-time crits in that second round. Okay, it's so hard to imagine how this match would be going if Toy didn't have infinite deaths right now. I'm gonna look at the log. Tell me how many deaths he has. I'm sure Dolphin will pull it up. I think he has like 6 deaths.
7 in 2 rounds.
Yeah, 7 in 2 rounds. As opposed to Blake, how many? Like 2?
2. Yep.
Yeah,
2.
yeah. That's what I thought. 7-2 in med deaths. It's just not looking good for Toy.
I mean, Nixie,
how's it affected the heal output though?
Take a guess on Blake.
1350.
Try 1600.
1600 heals.
1596.
That's so big.
That might be a record. That has to be a record. You want to know how he outbuilt the crits? That has to be perfect management of crit heals, which is not just a med thing, right? That is an entire team's effort, knowing when to take damage, how to manage those heals, how to make sure that people are getting buffs in downtime with crit heals, and then that the main damage, kind of tankers are getting the beam in fights. And just that is insane. 1596.
Yeah, I didn't mean to say 1350. I meant 13,500, but yeah.
Try 19,855 total versus Toy's 17,400. I mean, Toy still had 1,400, which
that's a lot considering you were doing a respawn timer in that second round.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if the crits is the play here. I mean, maybe
they're
it's
committing to it, right? They didn't get Ubers either, so like, what does it matter?
I mean, maybe if you think that you're going to get the crits more often, Toy did have a number of those 95% deaths on Proot. Maybe that's the shadow of that is lofting over Fast Forth, but
yeah, and like Toy with all those deaths, like almost like over 3 times enemy medic's death. Mujed is over 2 times his enemy sniper's death. He's just not able to stay alive. Nixie is double his frags, popping heads over and over again. Such a threat. We saw him with 3 medic picks alone in that second round. It just looks like League of Lemons are firing on all cylinders right now. Wish is getting all of his kills. Joey's over 500 DPM. Carson has been playing phenomenally.
Yeah, Carson. I mean, we were seeing a heavy diff come through. I mean, not a huge one, given how that last round especially wasn't. Actually, the last round was longer than the first one, but it didn't feel much closer, at least. But Carson outperforming Poseidon, Wish edging out Blank. It really just across the board, it looks like. You're kind of seeing class diffs come in. Pyro, maybe the exception, depends. More kills for Melon, but also way more deaths for the same amount of damage, so maybe
I do want to give a small shout out, though. Like, I've been somewhat critical of Melon in the past, but Melon's been playing, I think, the best series I've ever seen her play. Especially on Proot. She was a force to be reckoned with on Proot, denying every Uber, air blasting Jacob more times than not.
Agreed.
But, yeah.
Agreed, yeah. Especially when you're running crits into Uber, you need to be on it as Pyro. You can't be dying early, you can't be mispositioned in Ubers, you can't, air blast the demo and let the scout through onto your med type of thing. You have to catch everyone and make sure that her team stays safe. She's playing really well.
Yeah, but unfortunately, a Pyro playing well is not enough to get you across the finish line in Highlander. You need more classes to, be doing work all the time for the Pyro to support. And right now, we're just seeing Sniper, Demo, Scout getting shut down by their counterparts.
Yeah, and I mean, what would a map that a Pyro diff could matter look like?
Upward. Steel.
Yeah, Steel. Oh, I'm thinking back to the BM days. Demon Pyro. Yeah, Steel's a good answer. But, I mean, what I respect about Fast Forth is that they are trying the crits, right? They're losing, but they're not giving up. They're not just trying the same thing and saying, oh, yeah, it's just an execution diff. Yeah, if we play perfectly, we can win. They're like, okay, we're getting beaten. We need to try something different. Let's try the crits. It's worked for us in the past. Now, crits, probably not really the answer. I think we can see wasn't really doing too much for them. But the mental strength to say, okay, keep mixing it up, keep trying until we find something that works. You know, maybe it comes through, maybe it doesn't, but it's good to see that they haven't fully given up.
I do think that the crits, you know, deserves a second look here. Like, obviously they're not getting kills with it, but what it is doing is it's getting the Uber every time. And like I mentioned at the like midway point of that Proot match, if you're able to get ahead on a crit cycle with a time lead, you can keep the enemy team pressured and behind for the rest of the round. But their problem right now is getting that initial time lead. I believe they've lost every mid. I think the last mid they won was like the third or fourth mid on Proot or something.
Yes, and admittedly, they had a slight time lead in the first round, right, where they lost the mid but recapped right after, but more on crits at the time.
Yeah, and like when you don't have that time lead, cycling crits, it's just a losing battle because you need the crits to force the Uber. If you don't have it, then you're not forcing the Uber because you're just gonna not be able to walk into them. And then once you're on the even cycle with them, you're never getting the time lead back. So the idea, it works in theory, but they haven't been able to set the idea up enough to work, especially so far in Ashville. Whether or not they keep trying, I'm not sure. Like you said, it could be a thing where they're trying to mix it up, trying to, you know, not purely blame execution, whether it's, you know, they think they need this strat, they think they have kind of a trump card up their sleeve if they're able to make it work. But if that's the case, they need to find a way to make it work, because otherwise this match is going to be over soon.
Yeah, and maybe it's not the crits, maybe they need to try sending heavy more aggressive, I don't know, but you keep looking, you keep trying, and, you know, never give up, and that's the game plan right here for Fast Forward.
Yep, we'll see if they can make it work. 2 more chances to get back into the game, only 2 more rounds needed for League of Lemons to claim the 2-0 and that grand final spot, as we're going to get started here. Half 2 of Ashville.
It's like, I'll give you an easy one. Does Fast Forward kick around this half?
I don't see it with how they've been playing. I'm going to say no. I don't have faith.
I thought the 4-1 was tough and wrong for a different reason. Both going to be closer, but after going in early, Jacob already in, directly in the middle of the combo. Not going to find Andy Rockets on first, aiming for his life, and Blake got stabbed right off the bat. Boy even lands the counter at the Med V sniper kill onto Nixie, wins that long-range fight. AGB and Wish are behind, so this mid's not entirely over, but doesn't that things are over with Toy back on Uber.
Yeah, Toy back on Uber, kept his life through some excellent dodging there. Just jumped on the barrels, jumped everywhere, strafed around, and did keep his life. So now full Uber ad for the side of Fast Forward. And we've not seen them with a strictly Uber ad, you know, Uber v Uber in forever. So we'll see if they can play with this one properly. They're trying to hold forward on point, which is what you want to do. Heavy ramp presence, though, coming in from the league. Fish going to call it with his dead ringer, so player's going to back up. Not fast enough, though, as Nixie picks off Exile.
Yeah, the key to that forward hold is maintaining ramp pressure, not letting the enemy sniper peek that. And every single time they've gotten forward, they haven't had the ramp pressure.
Mujet 1 HP, trying to get a pack. It gets stolen, and he burns out to Hunter's Detonator. Melon can't air blast him in time either. Now Uber comes out. It's a Scout Pyro duo. I didn't see where Exile is. He's going to jump in. I don't see Exile anywhere in this Uber, and they're not going to find Blake. Blake is long gone.
The Blake is long gone with his full Uber right there, coming now back out of Shutter. Not even going to have to use everyone on Fast Forward, just gone from the point. Trying to get some long-range spam. Exile off his bats.
To the roof. He's looking to stay alive, but AGB says no thanks. Going to gun him down from underneath the bats. And Mujet dead again to Nixie. This time in the SVS. Going to take him down. Now full control being had by the side of Lemons. They have full Uber and point. Jacob going to jump enemy bats. Gets a reflect from Melon. Needs an arrow from his med. Will end up with fans control. Gets a couple arrows. Fish underneath needs to find a play, wants something. Nixie standing on this forward angle. If he, it's called by Fish. Fish wants to stab. Nixie gonna have to back up.
Yeah, Nixie getting forced back for what feels like almost the first time in this match by anything. But Fish counter espionage. There's the revolver kill. Jump onto the roof from F. They're gonna get a little bit more damage. Yeah, everyone's back up with the Shutter. Uber already used. Now Blake on full Uber, not even using. Yeah, Hunter will die to stuff that perfect play to get a number of frags, 9v6, with a full Uber coming back in.
Yeah, it's a duo onto Wish and Joey here. Not going to find too much. They are going to do a lot of damage to Exile, but Dispenser, I'm going to save him for now. In the meantime, Fish
Ether in, can't get the last rocket onto Blake. So close, but Blake! And now, no! Wish, the perfect bodyguard, saves Blake at a sliver of health. That last shot not going to be enough, but Exile might have been able to get an angle onto Blake, but will be forced back and sniped by Nixie on that deadly bats angle. Another
headshot
headshot.
onto Melee. He's going to decloak and go for the med here. He has a revolve in the backline, but being protected by 2. AGB going to go down, so doesn't find that med pick. Now 80% for Toy, only 40 for Blake, so ad going in favor of Fast Fourth. They're 30 seconds in time deficit, but with this Uber, they might be able to even the score up a bit, and the snipe onto Joey Lemons is huge from Mujet.
Yep, finally using that bats angle back after Nixie's gotten his own team with it so many times. A little bit too far forward. Joey dying is going to force everyone back, and Ether causing a lot of chaos on bats, going to escape with his life, get arrowed back up to full. I think he got himself a sandwich while he was at it. And that is, though, going to be an even Ubers right now. So we're going to see an exchange here coming out. Again, forward hold, but not a lot of ramp pressure.
Here's Uber through.
Watch Nixie peeking ramp.
Yep, Uber's popped up with Toy and Nixie. Yep, snipes down Exile in the middle of that. Uber was not on him. Nixie found him at the perfect moment and doubles up onto Toy. They are disrespecting Nixie so hard, and they are punished immediately. The post Uber goes overwhelmingly in favor of Lemons.
The Proot was so close because you saw Fast Fourth playing the map better than Lemons was, even though I think Lemons kind of had like the overall gameplay advantage. Now Fast Fourth is not playing the map nearly as well. That lack of ramp control has come back to bite them, and specifically Exile time and time and time again.
Yeah, they're just not able to find anything in these exchanges and posts. They're just put down over and over. Now Blake, 50% Uber had to work with. Going to be holding strong on this defense. Jacob has been a force to be reckoned with on these fans, doing so much damage before Fast Fourth can even walk in. They're looking to look to charge this Uber a bit more as Blake comes up on it. Mujet peeking from the point. Any opening he finds would be huge. Nixie, though, going to respond in kind, looking for this crack angle. Mujet swings him wide. This is a big SBS. Mujet does a 150, but doesn't get the kill.
Yeah, and Wish going down, so no scout able to, kind of harass everyone. Uber popped off. They're going to chase out Poseidon with it, but he is gone. Hunter in the shutter, going to look to stuff most of the red Uber. Will go down in the post, but
Blake's dead.
Blake, yeah, dead. Exile slipped through the net, I think, and got Blake out on the point as he was trying to leave, but they're almost in overtime right now. Certainly will, and AGB finding Toy. Joey likely though not going to be able to.
It's only 2 off. It's just Wish alone. He will get taken down. Fish 2 rubber cleanups. Yeah, full wipe. But Toy gonna get the spawn at the same time as Blake. So if he can get someone to heal, Uber's gonna be even. But he's not healing yet. He's just gonna walk to the. Well, where is he? He's gonna take teleporter. So is about 5% down. Won't be too big of a deal. Overtime now for League of Lemons. It has to be a perfect round here from Fast Fourth. Otherwise, they go down onto match point for their opponents. So no mistakes here on out.
Yeah, cannot mess this up. Toy already getting outbuilt by Blake, though, by quite a decent margin. Not a good sign. And here comes the ramp brigade. Nixie finally a little bit more pressure coming in, mainly from Exile and Fish. The big kills. Feels like he's been quiet for quite some time, but finds Blake and Joey when his team needs them. That's going to mean that Toy, barring any disasters, will get this Uber, and they will have to Uber to defend.
There's time here for aggressive play, maybe a sack, maybe just everyone walking forward onto the point. Toy now with Uber charge in 10%. No one in range that can take him down now, so this will be the chance. Blank though, dead to Nixie, finds that headshot angle on Bats, trying to walk forward, get some kills here. Ether on the shutter, denies for a bit, will help get killed to Hunter, but gonna lose his life now. Carson peeks on the box and takes down Poseidon. Uber now forced out, but they dropped a lot of players, only 5 up in this Uber for Fast Fourth.
Yeah, so many dead already, and no kills in the Uber either, so it's gonna be a full repush. Jacob! Absolutely nuclear in shutter. The amount of gives there is not something I've seen in quite some time. Finds the perfect flank, 3K, and puts his team on match point.
That was a massive bomb in post from Jacob. You already saw the writing on the wall when they dropped 4 before that Uber happened, but when Jacob goes in and kills everybody, that's the exclamation point. And now 3-0 lead for Lemons. Only 1 more round needed, and they're through to grand finals.
Yep, good stickies coming out. There goes in Ether onto Bats. Gonna see if he can find anyone in the shutter. Nixie already dead. That could signal a walk. Hunter too. Decided Ether gonna be betrayed, but Wish and Joey dead. Blank farming out this mid, and Blake stabbed again. Fish gets some 2 mids in a row.
Yeah, and that's 2 mid-fight wins in a row for Fast Fourth, but they need to be able to capitalize in it. They do have full Uber ad now. They're going to have all their players alive with the points, so this is the best start they've had so far. We'll see if they can roll this one out into an actual round win. They have a long road ahead of them. Oh no!
Had to say that, Zach.
Nixie with the bad angle hits the body shot into Toy retreating, and just like that, Uberad is gone.
That's
evaporated
such a sloppy
into thin
play.
air.
There was no need for Toy to beat that.
Yeah, you don't need to.
You could have backed into Shutter in a much safer way. You didn't need to cross the boxes. AGB is gonna get exile, and the combo is now just collapsing.
Oh, that feels so sad for Fast Forward. They had the momentum, but it just evaporates instantly. Jacob gonna jump on, shuts down Mujette. He'll die for it. He doesn't care. Now Nixie with control. They're going to sack back in. They want some damage. They do find Blake. Ether with a great rocket, and Blank's help going to take down the enemy medic. Evening up that Uber disc sack, going to be in favor of them now. Point cap. It looks like they want to stall for Blake, so they will get the cap after some time, but about 55 seconds off the clock in favor of Fast
We
Forward.
have secured the control point.
Yeah, it's still kind of in the driver's seat in this round. Toy with Ad, thanks to that great sack from Ether, but it feels like all the wind out of the sails right there. But again, objectively not a bad spot for this round.
Yeah, they're fine here now that they have Uber back in their favor, because although point control held by the side of Lemons, they're going to go onto Nixie, and they're ready to walk forward, especially with Joey going down to Mujette. They're finding some success in the pick class department now. Jacob, though, goes forward, gets two massive kills onto Blank and Exile. That's Scout Demo Man down, courtesy of Jacob.
Yeah, those are some of your main offensive classes. Carson, though, finally getting taken out on the box as Poseidon, barely alive.
Have
Silver health, and yeah, no scout, no demo. Those are your best offensive classes.
No! Toy drops!
Does it again.
Shutter from Nixie. Toy just swings out from the barrels. He's so far out, despite none of his players being in front of him. His positioning has just not been it tonight at all. They're going to sack forward. They want some kills. Blake, though, out of harm's way, going to keep his Uber, and then even get the point cap. Now time and Uber in favor of Lemons.
Yeah, so many potential opportunities, and I mean, Toy just not respecting Nixie at this point.
Yeah, it's really sad. That's two full Uber ads they have just dropped to medic and a sniper sideline. Nixie will not miss those if you give him an opportunity, and he's given so many opportunities here tonight. Now, full or 50% Uber disc out. They probably want to sack in or dry push. They need to get this Uber out of Blake. They're going to see to buff some players, I believe. Melon going to go Skybox. 1 HP going to die to the body shot on Nixie. Jacob's dead for now as Uber now popped out. Exile stuck in no man's land. Will go down, but everyone else is safe.
If Toy back on bats, I mean, this is when Toy's died here before, so not entirely safe unless you're within the comfort of the spawn. It doesn't look like anyone's nearby looking to steal this 97% from Toy, so they will have the ad here. And Joey's dead. This is about as good of a push as you could ask for.
Jacob going over the top does a lot of damage. Might force Toy here. Toy does end up popping to that soldier. It's a great play by Jacob. Uber might have come out anyway, but it will be Nixie shutting down Mujette in an SVS. Blank gonna run down that big heavy of Carson. Although Nixie posted back up again, takes down Rebel. They can't get the point cap. They just have no control. They will finally now walk in with their spawn advantage. Ether gonna go over the top. 1v1 and Wish. It's close, but Wish does get out alive for now until Ether. It's a great fadeaway, but there's the cap. Blake with 90%, but there's a bit of a lifeline here for fourth.
Yeah, again, some sort of ground, but Blake rapidly approaching Uber, now about to have. They're going to need to, hold this point without Uber. Need some really good stuff from Melon, a couple of picks beforehand maybe. Fish caught out in Shutter beforehand, and they will get Carson actually, so only one frag gone over. Poseidon not going to be the choice, so both heavies dead. Not too bad for, a full Uber ad.
Oh, there's Ether! Gets a lot of damage, but doesn't find the kills he wants. Blake on 32 HP, kept alive right now by the skin of his teeth. Nixie on 5k, takes down Blank on his attempt. Make it a 6k, shuts down Rebel. There's the Uber coming in. Solo to Exile, but just denied handily by Hunter in that air blast, and nothing going for them. Blake out at 50 HP, charging that Uber ad once again.
Yeah, more than happy to just sit back and take this point back, sit on the Uber ad, relax, and it feels like when Blake has Uber ad, things haven't been going wrong.
Yeah, and when Nixie's on a 7k, they haven't lost a round, so... Still standing tall, post up, middle of the point.
I think Mujit should do that.
Yeah, just
go on a 7k. Would be pretty cool. I think his team would appreciate it.
Here's a chance in the SVS. Both snipers posted up. Jacobs gets the memo. He just jumps him immediately. Puts a rocket at his feet. 10 seconds left on the clock for Lemons here. Ubering into their opponent's Shutter. Mujette is dead. They're looking for any other kills they can get, but they don't find it. No Uber available for Toy and Fourth. They just gotta sack onto it. They gotta get some kills, but they get nothing, and that's gonna be it. 4-0 on Ashville goes in favor of League of Lemons as they take the series 2-0.
The series and take their spot rightfully in the grand finals, proving why they are not to be trifled with on King of the Hill, as they send Fast Forth into the lower bracket. 2 seed beating the 1 seed. right here in the upper brackets. Not, again, I wouldn't say it's a huge upset, but from seeding, purposes, it's been a while, I think, since we've seen the 1 seed lose in the upper bracket finals, I'd say.
Yeah, getting some revenge for the regular season has to feel good, even if it was on a different map type. And, just like that, they guarantee themselves top 2 finish, second place at minimum. Meanwhile, we will see Fast Fourth drop to the losers finals, playing whoever won between Squirtye and Froggyland. So that result might be in, not sure. Sure, we might get an update on that. But yeah, Fast Fourth, they got to go back to the drawing board because the double cough didn't work out. The crit streak strats, even though they might have had something, just couldn't get it across the line.
Yeah, and it means, you kind of want to say, well, what does it take next time? But they don't even have the luxury of thinking about that because they have to deal with whoever is going to come up from that lower bracket. We're checking to see if that match is in or not. See what the check what the score is.
Oh God! In that back half, guess the top. There's a tie for top death on Fast Fourth between 3 players. Guess who they are?
Exile, Toy, and Mujet.
Close. Exile, Mujet, and Ether. Luckily, Toy didn't die as many times as a soldier, right? But still, 5 deaths on Toy. 5 deaths on Blake too overall. So both meds didn't have a fun time, but Toy just had so many high percent deaths drop as well. We saw it to that Shutter Peak. It felt like when Blake died, it's because it was in like a counter sack play, whereas when Toy died, it was to open things up, which that's the worst time you can die.
That too, and I mean, Blake's deaths were the result of a nice play from like Ether, a nice play from Fish. Felt like a lot of Toy's deaths was just Nixie was just posted on bats and just ran into. It's not like Nixie was running crazy peaks on Shutter, right? That Toy was getting caught out by. I think a lot of these deaths were preventable, which is unfortunate. Admittedly, though, we look at the logs. Oh, those are misreading those. I thought that was kills, assists, and deaths, but we see Wish coming in with the top frag. Both scouts really putting on really solid performances. 80-57. Blank, I'd argue edging Wish. Way less deaths.
I mean, Blank had a really good game across the board, but it just felt like there was an overall team gap, honestly. Like, Lemons were just more cohesive. They had the answers to Fast Fourth. Some of their playmakers were just making massive plays. We saw Jacob in multiple times. We saw Nixie just go on massive kill streaks.
Yeah, and I mean, really, it felt like that match started really close and just gradually slipped further and further away out of Fast Fourth's fingers. And, again, let me check. It looks like 4-1 Froggy on Ashville in the first map against Squirtye. And Froggy just won 4-3 on Product, so it will be next week. Fast Fourth versus Froggy. Remember, these two teams played each other 4-3 on Product in the regular season. So, a real close one there. And, I mean, we've got ourselves a really solid match to see who will earn their spot in the grand finals against League of Lemons.
Yep, and commiserations for Squirtye. Their season comes to an end today, hitting that 4th place spot. Unfortunately, no prize money, no medals awarded to them, but a good job to make it the playoffs regardless. And what was a competitive at the outset start of the season. Obviously, towards the end, we saw playoffs get locked in before the final week, but there was still a lot of work they had to do to make it across that line. So maybe they stick together, maybe they shuffle players around like we normally see that core do, but yeah, they'll be coming back next season.
Yeah, we'll look forward to that as their season has ended. But again, looking forward to those lower bracket finals next week. But I know we've talked about these two teams at length. So any final thoughts, Zag?
League looks strong, even though they lose that regular season match on stopwatch. And we didn't get to see them on stopwatch today. I'd argue since they're now upper seed, they get to guarantee Koth. They will probably have a map lead in grand finals no matter what.
Yeah, and I think League's looking better than they did in the regular season as well. On both their Ashville and their Proot in the regular season, despite winning, they looked mortal. And they still don't look like the perfect team, right? They're not 3-minute to zeroing teams. Blake is killable. So when sometimes Blake feels like he's untouchable. You can never find him. Blake feels like he's being touched. That was a bad wording. Blake is being found when the enemy team wants him to die, but still, it's a much more solid performance. There's not as many lapses. They're forcing the enemy team to play well to beat them, rather than making as many unforced errors, which it felt like Fast Forward was making a lot more of. So, I think League, kind of expected them to be the best going in, bit of a surprise when they lost, as you said, that regular season match, but have reestablished themselves as the Kings of Invite for a reason, and now they're sitting on the throne, waiting for their challenger.
Yep, one more challenge going to be in for them in that grand finals matchup. We'll see if it will be Fast Fourth coming for the rematch or Froggy rising to the challenge and getting their shot at the crown. But for now, that's going to do it for us this week. We'll have more Highlander action coming your way next Monday. But until then, we will have an Invite Sixes land style playoffs all this weekend. That's April 1st and 2nd. Land style referring to the fact that they're going to be playing their matches in a schedule the way you would on a LAN. Matches, rapid fire succession. They will be online, but it's going to be land style, so you won't want to miss that.
Lots of really, really good TF2 coming across this week, and then right after those Sixes playoffs, we've got the lower bracket finals right here on Monday. So almost every single night this week. So definitely tune back in, check out some good Sixes gameplay in the meantime. But until next Monday, we'll see you then. So thanks for watching, and have a good night.